Morning, guys. Ndibuyile kwakhona. My guest is back. Hello. Already tried to add you. I hope you got my invite. There you go.
Hmm.
Hello.
Hi. Hi.
Oh wow, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
Um, Apparently, I think we are going to just proceed. Whoever is going to join, just find us along the way. However, we are going to save
Okay.
it live. So I thank you very much for joining our live. This is Zizi Gazimatiwan in Taiwan, guys. Today, I'm not alone. I have a guest, a special guest. I would love to give him an opportunity to introduce himself. Okay, over to you.
Okay. Hello. Hi, guys. I hope everyone is good. Because I am. I'm happy to be here. Oh my God, this is so long overdue. But okay, let's get into it. So, my name is Mabandla Mavimbela. I am a young boy from South Africa who was born and bred at Bigville, in, if you know Java, that's where I'm from. I'm from Bigville. I am currently staying in Taiwan. I'm working as an English teacher, or rather a foreign English teacher here. And I've been here for almost 4 months.
Thank you very much, sir. Such a good introduction. Actually, I'm kind of interested about the Bergville. I have a lot about Bergville, though. I wish like I can get it a chance to go there. Actually, I'm hoping that I will make a time one day to visit over there to explore. It's kind of like one of the most special place in KZN. Actually, now that you've mentioned that you are a foreign teacher in Taiwan. Can you please take us through how did you find out about Taiwan and why did you choose to come to Taiwan?
Okay. I think we have all the time in the world, so I'm gonna start from the beginning,
Okay.
so that everyone can get like a clear understanding of how I actually found out about Taiwan.
Right.
So, um, in 2021, I graduated from the University of Free State, and I was based in South Africa at that time, and I was residing in Epicville at the very same time. And I was looking for a job, and I couldn't find one. And I remember I have a friend who's also from Beckville, and she was telling me about, what, let's go do a TEFL certificate. I was like, what is that? And then she explained everything to me, and she told me about it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. And then she told me, you can do it for free online. And then she gave me a website. I was like, okay. And that website was Teachers Record, I think. Yeah, it was Teachers Record. Yeah, I know. And I did my TEFL. After she explained what TEFL is, like teaching English as a foreign language, I was like, okay. And then she explained everything. I was like, okay, interesting. And then I did my TEFL. I think it took about, usually it takes 120 hours,
Yes,
but
very true.
guys, come on. I did mine in 3 days.
Okay.
That's lovely. I did mine in 3 days and I got my TEFL, and I had only like the soft copy, which was online. I didn't have the hard copy because if you want to get a hard copy from Teachers Record, you need to pay a certain amount. And I didn't have money at that time. So I only used the soft copy. And I think at that time it was 2022, I think around August, I think it was around August.
Yes.
Okay, and then still in 2022, and then I moved to Johannesburg. I was looking for a job. I couldn't find any, and I remember going to TikTok, and I think it was still in 2022. I went to TikTok, and I saw someone who was posting a video living from South Africa to, I think it was South Korea at the time. Her name is Lindo Buhle, and like she had this beautiful video at the airports and, taking a video of in the airplane when she was landing, the view and everything. I remember even this day, I think I still do have her
And,
video. I do.
and you
I
felt like,
saved
no,
that
I want
video.
to do this. I want to go. I want to leave South
I
Africa as well.
saved it. I saved it and I went to look her up and she was like, she was working with a company called Enzokwazi at that time. I didn't know about Taiwan. I only knew about South Korea at that time. I also knew about China because, I think there was a story on the news where a girl from, I don't know if she's from Eastern Cape or Western Cape, but she's from like the Cape side of like South Africa who was working in China and she passed away.
Oh,
And I
okay.
think it
Yeah.
was a big story that was in the
That's
news.
a
I also
story.
knew that, okay, and then that's when I heard about China. And at that time, I was very skeptical about going to China because I don't know, like it was, I didn't have all the information, but it had a bad reputation. I think like on social media, the way it was painted, I was like, I'm never going to China. Even though it was an option, I was like, I'm never going. And after that, I'm sorry, I was trying to read. I'm not trying to read that. I'm going to get to Tobina's comment later. Okay, after that, after saving that video, it was December time, I think, because I was still in Johannesburg. I didn't know what I was doing. And I kept on, like replaying this video over and over again on my gallery. I was like, it must be such a privilege to be able to go and teach
Now it's kind of like
English
you're
abroad.
imagining yourself like getting there and you feel like, oh, dear black child, this is possible because I already seen some people that are going there. The only thing that you needed now, there is a country that you feel like, okay, this one is kind of safe. I would love to try this one. I got your
Yeah.
point.
Yes. And then fast forward, okay, 2022 ends. And then in January, I was like, I remember in January 2023, this year,
Yes.
I went back to Johannesburg the first week after New Year's. I went to Johannesburg because I was like, well, if I'm going to be at the chance of getting a job, at least I have to go before the schools open so that I can apply for various posts. And I went to Johannesburg and I went up and down, looking for a job. No interview. I didn't get any interview, like any calls. I was like, instead of wasting all this money going down, up and down in Johannesburg, why don't I go to the police station and do a police clearance and go to Home Affairs and do a passport?
Wow.
It was just a subconscious
Wow. That
decision
is
that
a
I'd
great
made. I was like,
move.
it was. I didn't know where I was going at that time. I went to the it was January. I went to Home Affairs. I did my passport, and from Home Affairs, the very same day, I also did go to the police station in Roodepoort, which is in Johannesburg, and applied for a police clearance at that time.
Yes.
Okay, I applied. Okay, I think after 7 days, my passport came back. My passport came back, and I think after 3 months, my police clearance also came back. I was like, okay, and funny enough, before I got my police
Yes.
clearance,
Yes.
in January I was in
Yeah.
Johannesburg. February, March, and in March, before I got my police clearance, I went back home
Yeah.
because I had to go home.
Mm.
I remember I was just sitting there. I was like, oh my God, I just went to Johannesburg. I hope something sticks. I was hoping for that call that said, come for an interview because I applied for so many posts in Johannesburg. I was sitting at home. And I remember this morning, this other day, it was morning. I think it was
Mm.
March, if I'm not mistaken. I went to TikTok. There's a guy named Jafta
Yes.
Mdluli.
Yes.
I think it's Jafta
Yes. Chapter.
even here on Facebook. Or he's from Mtrazin Epekville. He's from Mtrazin Epekville.
Hard. Like, guys, I feel like, I kind of like bringing more like people from Bergville, per se, in South Africa. Oh, wait a moment. Hold on just a moment. There's a
Yes.
point that I just picked up that like impressed me the most.
Mm.
You mentioned that you decided to go to Home Affairs and also police station to do that is at Home Affairs you're applying for your police means or your
Passport,
passport
yes.
and the
Mm.
police clearance from the local police station. That's the most
Yes.
impressive part that I always preach. I wish whoever is watching now or whoever is going to get a chance
What?
to watch this video. Like this is kind of
Mm.
like, guys, a lesson that whenever you think of going abroad, there is no way that you can leave your country without having your own passport. The first thing
Thank
you need
you.
to go to Home Affairs, then you apply for your passport. It takes only 7 days, guys. The latest could be 14 days. It depends which Home Affairs or which branch that you use, right? Same with the police
Yeah.
clearance as well. The most important part, you need to go to your local police station and just tell them that you're looking for a police clearance to apply for teaching jobs abroad. Then they will be
Yes.
able to help you. The police clearance actually takes plus or minus 2 months the latest,
Mm.
then you can get it. That's the key things, guys, the basic things that you need to prepare whenever you think about doing anything abroad. Could be working or studying, those things are the basics. So I once get a question, bro. It's kind of like a bit funny that someone asked me like where to get the passport, which place he can go to apply for the passport. Well, I kind of like felt like a bit offended, you know. At the same time, I tried to give a response actually that maybe he was just like asking honestly, didn't know. Guys, you go to Home Affairs when you're looking
Thank
for
you.
passport. You go to Department of Home Affairs where you have
Yes.
obtained your ID as well. Anyway, let me not delay you guys. I mean delay you, Mabandla, because I feel like you have a juicy story to share. Let's just proceed.
Okay, okay. Thank you for mentioning that. And I don't know if I'm offended by the question that someone ever asked you. I don't think anyone doesn't know that if you're looking for a passport, you need to go to your home affairs, the local home affairs at home, and apply for a passport. Because in order for you to relocate or to travel outside of the country, you need a passport, not an ID.
That's true.
And you go to home affairs. And how much does it cost? A passport right now in South Africa costs 600
Thank
rands. You get it within 7 to 14 days. Go to your local home affairs and you book a date. I think most of this, in this case,
and
you book a date,
and
and then they
how
will
much
give you a
is the
date.
police clearance? How much is the police clearance that you pay?
As for okay, as for that, and then after that, you go to your local police station, South African Police Services, SAPS.
Yeah.
Do not go to these companies that offers like the quick or any background check. I'm sorry. You go to SAPS. They need the one from your local police station, and it costs 160 rands. 160 rands. That's how much you need. 600 for the passport, 160 rands for your police clearance. That's how much you need. Okay. Okay, I was still telling the story. Okay, let me proceed. So I was on Jafta's live on TikTok. Which Jafta is the guy who was in Big as well. I already knew him. I knew that I think a year before 2021, before 2020, before COVID, he went to the United States of America. And but then it was different because he is on the like tourism part of he's on the he's doing
Yes.
tourism and like and hospitality, and
Yes.
which is something that is totally different from mine. I didn't do that. I knew he went to United States, and I followed him after I saw his picture on Facebook that he was going to America in 2019, and I was still a student at that time. I was just intrigued. I was just interested with the fact that someone is going abroad. I was like, wow, that's a big move because I think I was just curious. I just
I
wanted
like
to
it,
understand. Like I
because
was
look where you are
I was just
today.
curious. Yes, I was just curious. I followed Chapter on Facebook and added him as a friend when I saw his picture on Facebook moving to America for the first time. And I remember he came back, I think during COVID time, 2020. I saw him like in person because I have my brothers on the other side. I'm not from a cousin part of side, but like a baby. I used to see him and he was back. And I was just interested in that guy with everything that he was doing, because I was just I think the most attractive part was the fact that a boy from Bengal,
Mm.
he went to America. Like how? Why? I was just so interested. Just a curiosity, I think, at its best. Okay, cutting the story short, I joined Chapter's Life because um he was live on Facebook and he was talking about his okay, who's Chapter on Facebook?
Okay,
Please let's reply to the comments at a later point.
Mabandla, please hold on a moment. Hi, guys. I'm sorry to just cut him while he's still speaking. Um, whatever question that you have, may you please hold on until we finish this kind of conversation, because we want to give you step by step so that you can be able to understand. So if you are looking for Jafta, he has Facebook as well. You can just search Jafta Mdluli. Jafta
Yes.
Mdluli, then you can find him as well. He's also Jafta on TikTok. Whatever question that
Yes.
you have, maybe just type it in the comment section. However, Mabandla, please ignore, don't read those comments. I'll
Okay.
take care of that later when we're about to end the live. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank It's the same. Okay, so I joined Chapter's Life, and then he was talking about like helping people looking for jobs abroad. And then he mentioned that he's not alone. Not only he doesn't only help people who are in the tourism industry, he help people who like to go to like teaching. He have people in Taiwan, he have people in South Korea and China, and I don't remember the other country. Like, but then he had other people, and one of the people was Sisu Vizi. I think she was part of the group. Okay, I remember because at that point I joined Jafta's live because I was just interested in the conversation that he was making. So we were talking in the comment section. I was like, "Hello, Mkai,"
Uh-huh.
and then we were talking about where is he from, and then I decided to join the live, and I was like, "Kunjan, guess what? I'm home, and you are not home." I was just making a joke. I was like, "Oh, nice." And he knows my brothers as well, who are also from his side of like the place he lives in, and we are just having a conversation. He was like, but then I think the most thing that he picked up was my English, the way I was articulating
Wow.
myself. It was like interesting, like you're very, very good. Like what did you study? Would you like to come to America? Like, I was like, I would like to come to visit, but I don't think I can be able to come to work in America because I did not do tourism. I only did teaching. And I am interested right now. And I was already looking into like doing my research before I joined that life. I was doing my research on China, on South Korea. Unfortunately, I also did my research on Taiwan because I heard other people also teach in Taiwan. And Taiwan is what I was interested in, like other than other countries. I was like, I want to go to teach abroad because I do have a bachelor's degree in education. I have a teaching license, which is a SACE certificate. I also have a TEFL certificate. I am very interested. And one country that I'm basically interested in right now is Taiwan. He was
Okay.
like, really? He was like, oh, really? Is that so? You know what? Hold your breath. Let me call someone. I know someone who's in Taiwan right now who works as a teacher and he helps people to relocate from any country, like from South Africa to Taiwan. Her name is Zizi. Wait a moment. I was like, whoa, okay. And he added you, and then he added to Sister Zizi. And I remember we were having a conversation. You asked me, you asked me my name. I told you, and you were like, Mabandla, you are very good. How are you still not here? Like you do belong here. It was such a bold statement that you made, but it also really encouraged me. It gave me, I think you fed my ego. I think you fed my ego and you encouraged me. It was like, you know what, it's possible. You know, if someone can just pick up, they don't. This person doesn't know me. They don't need to lie in order to impress me. They're really being honest. It was like, nice. And then we had a conversation, and Susie interviewed me, guys. That's one of the things that she did
Just hold
on
on a
that live.
moment. Just hold on a moment. There's this an interesting part about this. Guys. Sometimes God will do things like in a way that
Yes.
you kind of like keep asking yourself that like God, all these years,
This is
like
Coca-Cola, by
all
the way.
these
I don't
years,
want people to think it's wine. It's Coke.
oh,
Just
okay.
just
No,
kidding.
it's okay. I
Yes.
understand. So, I remember very well, and like at that time when it was Jafta called me, I was like, okay, that was guys. I was at work. First thing that I would like to emphasize that like when God opened doors for you, He will locate you guys and make sure that He also locate the person that is having the key for your door to open. Because at that
Thank
time I
you.
was at work. I don't usually join TikTok during my work time. I don't usually pick the calls when I'm at work. But when Jafta called me, that was on my lunch time, I quickly jump outside from the office. I tried to join live. And when I listen, like it's kind of like when I get in, then Jafta says, wow, welcome, Zizi. Thank you. Here is a student here. There's a person that is waiting for you. Immediately when Mabanda started speaking, I was like, huh? Dude, what is he waiting for? What are you doing in South Africa? Because you belong here. I kind of
Yes.
did like a short interview, guys. I was kind of teasing him, but I don't wanna lie, I was moved. And from that moment, I just told him that, you know what? God is working overtime. You came
Yes.
at the right place at the right time. And I
Yes.
believe that Taiwan is a place that you need to come to work, because I really don't know. Like, it's kind of like a coincidence that
Yeah.
I can't even explain, you know. And from that time, guys, I was so impressed the way he introduced himself. Hence, I usually explain to you guys that, like, please kindly project yourself, I mean, professionally, and your first impression is always count. You know, I didn't
Mm.
know him. I usually tell you guys that, like, I don't do favors. It's not like I'm helping because I know you. I'm helping because you're going to pay me some money. I'm helping you because there's a favor maybe that I need from your side. You know,
Mm.
only thing that I want from you is to see how serious you are, how the way he projects himself, the way he just answered my questions. I felt like, no, it's enough. I cannot go more. Anyway,
Yeah.
please continue.
Okay, so and then Osisi Zizi joined, and Uchafta was like, Mabandla, please introduce yourself. And I did so. I told her everything. I told her everything. I was like, hello, Sister Zizi, because I only know like knew like from her TikTok. She's Zizi in Taiwan. Hello, Sister Zizi. My name is Mabandla Mavimbela. I am from Bergville. I have a bachelor's degree in education. I also have a SACE certificate, and I also have a TEFL certificate from Teachers Record, and I'm really interested in coming to teach in Taiwan. What can you tell me, or how can you be an assistant? And then she was like, okay. And I also mentioned, okay, she was like, you know what, Mabandla, this is very good. Thank you very much for telling me everything that you have, because I just wanted to make things brief. At the point, I didn't want to boot around the bush because I knew what I wanted. I wanted her to take me serious and know that I'm really interested, because I was, guys. If you're about to encounter anyone, if you want Sisuzis or anyone else to help you for any matter regarding anything,
Yes.
you need to make sure that you tell them everything from the word go. You
Yeah.
can't just come on here and say, hello, how are you? I'm good. And say hi, hi. Like, it takes a lot of time. People are busy. People have things to do. Hello, my name is this. I have this, or I want to ask about this. And regarding that, this is what I have, this and this and this and this. You tell her everything so that
Thank
when
you.
she reads
Thank
everything, it's
you
like,
for
oh,
raising, guys.
now I
Thank
can just,
you. Thank you so much.
I
I've
can
been
now
telling them
facilitate.
this thing of hi, hello, Jan, it's not working, guys. It's just like kind of like
Yeah,
just wasting my time, and I'll just pass by. I
exactly.
have a flood of messages, many people that are waiting to get my assistance on my inbox. Actually, now I'm no longer answering your inbox, guys. I have an email address there that is pinned on my timeline. However, whoever who's here or whoever will watch this video, everything that you are going to need to know about Taiwan is going to be here. This is a package, guys. We are here to stay. We will take as much as like as long as it will take. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
We are here for you. This is dedicated for you guys. I
yeah,
hope things will be easy for us from now to go on, because we have upcoming season of employment that like there will be like many people are coming in. I think you get it now, that like what
yeah,
you need to do exactly what it is telling you guys. This is what he did, and I want everyone, I wish everyone can do the same. It makes things easy for both of us. Thank you very much, Mabanta.
yeah. No, Sister Susie. Okay, so after that, okay, Sister Susie was like, she told me everything that I needed to know about Taiwan. And fortunately enough, guys, this was an interesting event, like series of events that were so coincidental. Like, I don't know what happened that day. It was like I had all the answers I needed from that day because I was interested in coming to Taiwan. And fortunately enough, this was what was at work that day. She showed me the school she was working in at that time. And my God, I felt so in love. And she was like, you know what? In order for me to be able to help you, you go to my Instagram, follow me, and DM me, and then we'll take everything from there. Because right now I'm at work, and it was like, thank you very much. And my like my prayers were answered just like that. And I did follow her on Instagram. And then from Instagram, we spoke, and she told me everything I needed to do. She told me everything I needed to do and how to do it, because I told her I didn't have to start afresh and say, oh, this is what I have, because she remembers me. Because she said, when you go to Instagram, DM me and say, hello, I am Mabandla. guy from Jafta's life, I will remember you at the time who you are. And I did exactly that. And moving on, okay, now I was in contact with Sisu Zizi, and I'll forever be grateful to Jafta for allowing this to happen because she's such a great person. Okay, now I have Sisu Zizi's contact, and then now we are talking. She was like, okay, Mabandla, in order for you to be able to secure a job, since you have everything that you came prepared. My passport was ready, my police clearance was on the way at that time. I was supposed to get it like within a matter of weeks. I also told her that. And then we now started with what exactly do you need to do, what is needed, and how you're supposed to do it. She told me everything. And she told me if you do this right, the way I'm telling you, then you have a great chance of getting or securing a job here. She didn't promise me a job. She said, if you do everything that I'm going to coach you in or coach you about, you stand a great chance of securing a job. And for me, that was good enough at that point. Because one thing I think most people, like one of the misconceptions that they may have is that Sisu Zizi is the one who's hiring or who's taking, like, she doesn't. She's not even getting paid for it. She's just doing this out of love. So when she says do something, guys, like this is very important. When you are told to do something and she's coaching you, she's not being, sometimes you would think that, oh, she's asking for too much or she's becoming a bit harsh. She's just telling you what you need to do because she knows she's been here. She knows what it takes for someone to secure a job. What are these people looking for? Because she's been doing this for a very long time. So people, I know some others will be like, she's too harsh. That one is like, she told me like in a not nice way. And she was asking for a lot of things because you need those things. She's not bossing you around. She's telling you what you need. And I think that's one of the things that we need to take. It's something that you need to know before you even think of telling someone or of DMing her and ask for assistance. You need to know that she's going to tell you what you need to do, and you need to do exactly that. And if still what you're doing is not what is expected, she'll go to send you back to the drawing board so that you can be able to start again until you produce what is actually needed. Okay, I just wanted to make that. I just wanted to
Thank
make
you
that
very
point
much.
because
Thank
people
you
think
for
I
clarifying.
wanted to make that point. You know. Okay. From there, now we spoke about what are the things that I need to do since I have all the documentations now. Studying like applying, where can I apply and how am I going to apply? She told me that okay, Godfrey, I'm going to send you like the links and emails to different recruiters in Taiwan. But before we get to that, can you please do this for me? First of all, you need a one-page CV, a one-page resume or CV. In South Africa, we call it a CV. American style, they call it a resume or resume as you want to read it, resume, but that's how they say it. One page resume, and your CV, guys, needs to be straight to the point and very brief at the same time. It needs to be straight to the point and very brief at the same time.
No
You
need
don't
for the
need to
hobbies, guys. Don't
overshare.
mention their hobbies. Like they're not into that. They don't care about that. Just brief about
No.
yourself, like, your introduction. You know who you are, what you have, what you've studied for, your qualification, right, and the
Mm,
reference. You know, whatever that can ask later on, it's up to
mm,
them if they need it. And what is
mm,
important in that resume as well, please also have your picture of yourself. It could be a half picture, could be a full picture.
mm,
Make sure that it's more
yeah,
clear. And you have a big smile, guys. The key is the smile here. It's very important. Some other people, they don't understand when I tell them that, okay, the most important thing, whatever you do, smile. If you don't
smile.
smile, then they will take it as like, you don't care about this, you don't like it, you don't want it actually. It's kind
Mm,
of like someone pushed you to do it. Some of the people, they
yes,
kind of like put the pictures when they were graduating. I understand that it's a big day of your life. I also had that moment as well when you were graduating,
yes.
but it's not necessary, you know. You can just
Mm,
wear casual as long you're presentable, right? For
mm,
example, the females at least wear something that can cover this part, guys. No
mm,
cleavage. people are very cultural. So don't put those things like kind of showing cleavage, like, and also like the barbecue dresses. At least something that can cover up, round neck t-shirt or a dress or anything that is way more decent. Then you will get it. Okay, please proceed.
Yeah. Okay, you need one page resume before we discuss about that. And I think we all know what a resume or CV is, where you state your name, you state your qualifications and your skills. What are you bringing to the table? Because I think that's one of the things that is very important. What are you capable of, or what skills have you developed in the recent years? Your experience, where have you worked? Do you have any? Even though in Taiwan, you don't necessarily need an experience to come and teach here, but it's always advisable, or it works easier for you if you do have experience. And if you do, you need to mention that I have experience. And this experience, I'm not talking about an experience. I know that growing up, sometimes we take summer jobs and whatnot. But I think the most experience that they're looking for is teacher related,
Yes.
where you a tutor at school. Have you worked as an educational assistant, an education assistant, EA, like the ones that have, so like they are very popular. I was one of those people. And even like if you did teaching, you have teaching practice experience, you went for practice, you need to mention that. It's very important because they need to know that you are exposed to the classroom and teaching culture.
Yes,
You
teaching
know,
and learning
you
environment
know
is
your way
very
around.
important. The
Yes.
background of teaching and learning
So,
environment is very important to them because here they are looking for teachers to teach for the elementary school the most. Yeah, they do
yeah.
offer for junior high schools and the senior high schools.
Mm,
However, 80% of the teachers that they are recruiting from South Africa, they want us to teach the elementary schools. When you talk about elementary schools, you talk about from grade 1 to grade
that's good.
6. So it's very
Yes.
important to portray your teaching and learning background environment to them.
Yes. Okay. And then guys, a reachable, and you need someone who's very reachable. Your reference, if you're going to make someone a reference, is someone that, because you don't know if they will choose to verify your information or not. So whoever it is that you decide to put as your reference, is someone who's reliable and who's also reachable. Okay, and make sure that this person knows you. Don't just write anyone, guys. Write someone who has something good to say about you, who's going to convince these people that you are a good person and you are a good teacher or you are a good learner, something that there's something positive that they have to say about you. Because if you submit your CV, somewhere, somehow, it's not always the case, but they might choose to want to check it or to double check your information that you provided. So make sure that your reference is someone that is reachable and very reliable. Okay, one page CV with everything that we have mentioned. Second one is the second one is what Sis just mentioned. A picture. You need a picture. It can be a full picture, or it can be like more of an ID photo, like a half picture, like
Yeah.
showing your face. But then you need to be presentable. You need to be presentable. Okay, and then smile, guys. Please. These people, they want and they believe, and this is what they're looking for. In order, they think that, or they believe that in order for their kids to be able to learn, even though you are a foreigner, but they need to be comfortable around you. And they need to know that you are someone who's very kind and is able to smile and be able to exist in the level of their students. I mean, like, we are teaching elementary students, so you don't need to be serious all the time. So you need sometimes to even downgrade your standards and just forget about who you are and just be a child as well, you know? So you need someone who's capable of that, someone who's very versatile. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Someone who's very versatile. So make sure that you smile, okay? Because smile, it portrays that you're someone who's very kind and someone who loves children and someone who's going to treat the kids right. So I
Yes.
think that's what is important, okay? Smile, make sure that you're smiling. And then number three, what else do you need
Self.
before I get to introductory video? Okay, introductory video is number three.
Okay.
Self-introductory
Yes.
video. And this is the very most important part. Let me take a break because I want people to listen to this and know exactly what you're supposed to do.
Guys,
Okay?
please get ready. I just like posted lately about like coaching how to do a self introduction video and what you need to do the basics. Most
Yeah.
of the people who already send me the emails lately, I've sent them that information, what they need, those basics. And guys, whenever you send an introduction video to myself and I feel like this is not what I'm looking for, I will return to you and give you the feedback as it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
Yes.
If it's about the English or grammar or anything, I have to tell you so that you know what you need to correct until you make it right. Reason I'm doing that because I want you to meet the requirements to qualify for the interview shortlisting at least, right? That's the only part
Yes.
now that's going to be on your hands. I've done my part on the self-introduction video because most of the applications got rejected because of the poor quality of the self-introduction video. However,
Thank you.
let me give it over to you, Mabandla, to explain more about this part. It's very important.
Yes. Okay. So let's move to the self-introductory video. What is a self-introductory video? A self-introductory video is a video that you make of yourself, explaining or telling people about who are you? Who are you? Who is this? I am Tembi. Who's Tembi? Tell us. We want to hear from you. We want to hear it from the horse's mouth. Who are you? And this is your chance to impress. This is
Yes.
your chance to impress. This is where it can either go well or it can go very bad
You kind
for
of like
you.
selling yourself. You kind of like, this is who I am, you
Yes,
know? This is
yes.
what I can give you, you know? You give it all, guys. You go always to make sure that you give, you know, this thing, engaphezulu ekhekeni, ashamazulu athi cream. I want you to give
Yes,
that.
yes. Okay. Yes, that's very true. So this is your chance to impress and sell yourself. Okay. We are selling fantasy right now.
Yes,
Okay. We are selling fantasy right now. But I need to say this. It's very important for you to do your research. Do your research on the country that you're going to so that you can at least say a few things that you like from what you have read from
yes.
about the country. So make sure that you do your research, okay? Make sure you do your research. You want to go to China, do research about China. Do research about like the teaching or like the schooling system in China or their educational system. Do research, learn something about them before you come and say, I'm interested. Because they'll ask, like, okay, you are interested to come to China. What do you like about China? Why China? Okay. Because that is very important. You need to know something. Okay. Number one, if you do a self-introductory video, let's start with the setting. Number one, please wear something that is very appropriate. As if you are male, don't wear a vest showing off your guns and your six pack and your chest. We don't want that. Make sure you wear something appropriate, guys. Something like this. Let's what I'm wearing right now is something that just covers, and then it's very well
Just
presented.
dress yourself as like you're going to the interview.
And
I think that's a proper
the
way.
interview,
The language, actually, a simple language that they can understand. Just wear as if
yes,
like you're going to the interview, you know, then
exactly.
you'll get it.
Yes, you are a teacher, remember, so you need to be very presentable, okay? So make sure you dress appropriately. Number two, your background. Your background.
Yes.
You see, right now, what you can see is my window and everything, and I think that's kind of disturbing. When you do your self-introductory video, make sure that your background is at least
Let me tell let me
maybe
tell the
cream
camera.
or like a white background. Or
Sorry,
I think something very solid. Yes,
let me disturb you a little. For example, can you see myself right now? I'm just
yes,
showing you my wall at the back. That like it's way
yes,
more. For example, if you have a wall like this, that's a color, right? Make sure whatever you
mm,
wear, it's going to be like it's gonna project yourself more brighter, right?
mm,
You cannot wear a white shirt while you have a background like this, you know?
yes,
At least maybe a black
yes,
shirt or anything, right? So your
mm,
background is also very important. And it must be a clumsy background that is very busy at the
mm,
back. Now we see a bed as well. We are also seeing like many things. It should be
mm,
something that you can have a certain corner to
yes,
prepare to have your self-introduction video so that you can produce a good quality. Whoever is watching
mm,
the video must stick the eyes on you, not
yes.
on what is happening
Not what's happening
behind you.
behind or what's happening around you.
Exactly.
Yes, yes. A very good example of that, lean against the wall. I think most people, they either have at home, maybe like I think most houses, they have either a white or a cream background. That is very good. So just lean against the wall, okay? Don't show anything busy. We don't want to see what's happening because we want them to pay attention to you and what you're saying, okay? So we've spoken about the dress code and the background. Now, find good lighting. Find good lighting and make sure that I would say like just I think most people right now use smartphones. You don't need an iPhone, you don't need a camera. Just use a phone, but then make sure that you clean this camera and you have good lighting so that you can be visible, they can see you. Okay. So it doesn't need to be like the exact or high quality, but it just needs to be something that is watchable. And if you kind of feel like your phone is doing a very poor job, maybe you can ask someone who has like maybe a better phone to use their phone in order for you to record your video, and then you can transfer it to your phone. Okay. So make sure that you have good lighting and a good phone. Okay. And I think that is something that we have covered about the setting. Now let's talk about you. Let's talk about you. Okay. As someone who's about to make a self-introductory video, guys, and oh my God, I forgot about this, and I wanted to state this before starting this. Good people, hey, English is very important. To hear me, English is very important. It's a very important, it's the most basic requirement. Other than your bachelor's degree and everything, can you speak English? And when we say, can you speak English? I'm not saying that my name is like the basic part. I mean, like, not that part. You need to be at a native level speaking.
Yes.
You need to be someone who's like a native speaking level, someone who sounds like you were born speaking English. You need to be fluent. You need to be able to articulate yourself, and you need to have confidence on how you sound and how you speak. So make sure that your English is very good. I know most people in South Africa, especially if you're a Black person, chances are if you're from South Africa and you're Black, you're bilingual. And I know that our home languages sometimes tend to interfere with the way we pronounce words or how we articulate ourselves in English. Like it's either sometimes are you Zulu, are you Xhosa, are you Tswana, are you Pedi? Sometimes those languages they tend to interfere. So you really, really need to soften that accent. It needs to sound like you're a native speaker of English. Okay, you need to sound like you were born doing this. And your accent, accent is something that you develop. You are not born. We are not born with it. It's something that you develop.
Actually,
Okay.
can you please just hold on a moment on that? Just 1 second.
Yes.
Remember, guys, me and you, we never had an opportunity even to study from the multiracial schools or
Yes.
English schools.
Yes.
We studied
Yes.
like emakaya, as lalini, whereby like English it becomes like in isiXhosa versus English accent. But
Yes.
it needs you now because South Africa is known as a native country, English native country. So now it
Yes.
needs you to work harder to sharpen your tongue, to make sure that you are practicing. There are many ways, guys, that you can use to practice, to sharpen your accent, because that is why Taiwan is targeting South Africans, because they believe that like we can do better because we are the English native country citizens.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So this is exactly. I went to a very basic public school
Yes.
at Bayview. I've never attended a multiracial. She never has. And I know like that many of us never got the chance to go, even if you did. But then English is very important, and you need to be able to articulate yourself and be able to speak. And how do you get into that point? Practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. I'm not saying we want you to be perfect. All I'm saying is we want you to be at a level when someone will encounter your video and say, oh, this person sounds like, they are native speaker of this language. Okay. So you need to be fluent. So make sure that you're English. And if you're not sure, it's okay. It's okay if you're not sure. But it's something that whenever maybe you're going to send Sisu Zizi or anyone else your video, it's one of the things that we might tell you that, oh, you know what, the way you pronounce these words, maybe you can try to change that. It's one of the things that might be mentioned. Okay. So I want you to expect it, because someone will like, but how am I supposed to know if I'm saying it right or wrong? It's okay. If you're not sure, it's fine. But you need to be able to speak English, guys. You need to be able to articulate yourself, because this English is going to be needed, especially during your interview time. So you need to be You need to be comfortable with the way you speak, and you need to be very confident. Confidence is key. You need to be comfortable and you need to be confident about how you sound. Okay? Sister Susie can speak English. I sound different. She sounds different, and that's okay. But then whoever encounters us will be like, these people sound like they are native speakers of English. That is very important. Okay? Now let's move to where was I? Okay, let's move to now you. Now we are making a video. How are you going to shape your video, or how are you going to, or how are you going to start, and where you're going to transition from this point to that point to that point until the last? What is important? Okay. The first thing that is important that you need to tell them, obviously, you'll need to state your full names and maybe where you're from, which country are you from, and perhaps the city in that country, okay? And number two, qualifications. What qualifications do you have? What documents do you have in terms of qualifications, okay? I have a bachelor's degree in this field, and this field, and then this field from this university. I have a SAE certificate, which is a teaching license that is offered or is issued to all qualified teachers in South Africa. You have a TEFL certificate, and then you also, if maybe you have an honors degree, you can mention that as well. Any other like related documents that you have, you need to tell them yourself. And now moving from there, experience. What experience do you have?
Yes.
I have worked at this public school as this, or I have worked at this school as this for this period of time,
And what you were
that
doing.
experience. What were you doing there? What were you teaching? What were you doing? If, let's say, for instance, Mabandla, I was an educator's assistant before I moved to Taiwan. So I worked at Sogesimbo, one of the high schools at home. So I mentioned that my name is Mabandla Mavimbela. I am from South Africa, in KZN maybe, or in Bergville. I have a bachelor's degree in education from the universities of the Free State. I have a SAE certificate, which is a teaching license that is issued to all qualified teachers in South Africa. I also have a TEFL certificate. I have 1 year of experience whereby I was working as an educator's assistant at one of the public schools in South Africa, whereby I was teaching biology, which is life sciences, physical education, which may be also known as life orientation, and I was also teaching English for this period of time, right? That's your experience, right? You're telling them where you've worked for how long, what were you doing.
It's
That's
done
what we
and
mean.
dusted.
Done and dusted. You keep it moving. Now,
What is your philosophy in a
what
teaching and
is it?
learning environment?
Yes.
In the
What do
classroom,
you believe
what
in
is a
as a
teaching
teacher?
philosophy?
Yes. As a teacher now, or as someone, what do you believe in? And this is something I'm going to tell you. It's a secret, but it might help you. Usually, when you answer that question, I know there are many teaching philosophies. When we say teaching philosophy, we are talking about a teaching style. I know a teaching philosophy is something very different in South African context compared to here. Okay. So when we're talking about teaching philosophy, you're talking about your teaching style. We know that there's a teacher-centered, there's a
What
learner-centered, but there
makes
are
your
many.
class becomes unique to other teachers? Or what makes
Yes.
you as a unique ESL teachers than other ESL teachers?
Something that you can throw in there. Tell them, like, just to show them that you know the environment, you know what you're saying, and you know how to do this. You are very exposed, okay? And you have strong beliefs when it comes to your teaching style, and you are very, maybe you are very cemented in what you believe in. This is what they need. They need confidence and knowing that you know what you're saying, okay? Your teaching philosophy. After that, um, why did you choose to become a teacher? I know it sounds stupid, but it's something that you need to say. Why did you choose to become a teacher? Even if it's something you didn't choose, basically. But why? Why do you like being a teacher? What do you like about teaching?
Now make it juicy because you want the
Yes,
job.
yes. Why did you like? What do you like about teaching? Why do you like teaching so much? Right? It's something that you need to now tell them. And then, um, moving from there, I think it's okay. Why did you choose to become a teacher?
Why did you choose Taiwan?
Why Taiwan? Or maybe before you take, or maybe before you say why choose Taiwan, why did you choose to become a teacher? And your personality. What kind of a person are you? Tell us about your personality, okay? Are
Working
you like
as a
an
teacher.
like you tell us like are you someone who's hardworking? Are you a great team player? Like what is your personality? Are you a kind person? Do you work well with other people or with kids? You just now you're selling this. And I think that you can something that you can include on why you chose to become a teacher. You can try to combine it with your personality as well. That I chose to become a teacher because I love this and this. And as someone who's of this personality, I'm like this and this and this. I think like it actually makes me one of the best teachers, that you can encounter. And now, why did you choose Taiwan? Do you remember when I said make your research? Why Taiwan? Why why did you choose to come to Taiwan? Why do you choose to come to Taiwan as a teacher? Right? What do you like about Taiwan? What do you know about Taiwan? What can you tell us? What have you learned so far? Okay. And then you be like, now you tell them what you've learned. You can tell them anything. It's something that you can mention from their schooling system. You can tell them about like how great, like the culture that they have in the country, even like the best places that they have. You can mention things like maybe the way of living or the cost of living in Taiwan is very affordable as well. It's something that you can mention there. You can mention the safety of the country. You can mention the people. And most importantly, it's just you wanting to learn. You are not only here just because of these things, but you also want to learn from these things, okay? From everything that you are mentioning from it. You want to learn because you are a person, a teacher is a lifelong learner, right? A teacher is a lifelong learner. So it's very important. They need to hear that from you that actually you're not just wanting to expose yourself like of these things for fun. You want to learn something from it. And they would like that. They would appreciate it. And I think after you've mentioned why Taiwan, and then I think that's a wrap. I think
Yes,
that's what it involves. Yeah, that's a wrap.
then
So to briefly, who are you? Name, place, where country of origin, qualifications, which university, documentations, what documents do you have, or what qualifications, experience, and then you can tell us about um, why did you choose to become a teacher, your teaching philosophy, and then try to include your personality as well, and then why did you choose to come to teach in Taiwan, and then after that you were like you wrap your video and then that's it. That's basically everything. I
and please
don't know if
don't
there's
forget
something you want to add.
that from your on your video, smile from the beginning until the end of the video. Your
Thank
smile
you.
is important, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And I think there's one more important thing that we forgot to mention, right? On the basic things that you need to make sure that like you've done like right when you're doing your video. Do not
Mm.
hold your phone. Do not hold your phone like this,
Oh
guys.
yes,
You
yes.
cannot do that, right? And also,
Mm.
please find a stand or a proper way to put your phone so that you can be relaxed and be able to project the content that you want to provide for the video, right? And
Yeah.
also, like,
Mm.
be comfortable wherever you're sitting and make sure at least your hands are showing up, not like myself, I'm
Yeah.
just showing like this part. At least, like, your
I
camera
think my
can show
view would be
the
perfect.
upper part of
My
yourself.
view.
You want to see the hands, like your hands are moving, showing the gestures, like, kind of like interacting on what you're telling them. And the
Yes.
smile is very
Mm.
important from the beginning until the end of the
Mm.
video. And
Yes.
when you're done with your video, it's very important to appreciate them or acknowledge them for watching your video because they spend
Yes.
their time.
Mm.
Thank you very much for watching my video. Looking forward to hear from you. Thank you very much. It's very
We
important
try.
that closing line.
Mm.
You cannot just say bye. It's very important
Mm.
to show that gesture of like humbleness, kindness, and like
Mm.
showing that you also appreciate their time to
Mm.
watch your video as well.
Yes. And one
Okay.
thing I forgot to mention, and one thing we forgot to mention, while you are at it, make sure that um, you don't speak very fast. Don't be too slow or too fast. Like you need to be, I think it's just remember that those people who will be watching your video, most of them are not native English speakers. So you need to be at a pace where they'll be able to catch up with what you're saying
Everything
and
you
still
say.
understand everything that you're saying as well. So don't be fast, okay? Just speak in a very, like your pace, it just needs to be, I think it's something that needs to be like this. My name is, I am a qualified teacher. Like you are slow enough for someone who's listening to understand where you started and everything that you just told them. Hi, my name is Gabri. I'm from South Africa. Oh, I'm a qualified teacher from the University of South Africa. You know, now you're just being fast. And someone who's not a native speaker was like, would be irritated. I would be, I know, as much as I am a native speaker, but like I'll be irritated because it's more like you're not taking time. You are not physically and emotionally here. You don't want me to pay attention to you. You're just doing this, you know, for the sake of doing it. So make sure that you take your time. And one of the things, guys, guys, be pleasing, be pleasing. You smile and you take your time, and the way you are sitting and the way you present, you show you're coming off as someone who's very confident, you know. I know it's something that's very complex, but make sure that you are at a comfortable position when you are speaking so that when someone is watching your videos, like, this is interesting, you know, I'm not bored. I'm not like, hi, okay, my name is, you know, like, as if like I am not sure about what I'm about to say. I'm not sure about what I'm about to say. I need someone who encounters my feel like, oh, okay, I can listen to this. Okay, oh, this person is well presented. You know, you catch an eye. That's what I think I also wanted to add.
And
So make sure that you take your time
another
and look on.
important thing that I think we also forgot to mention, that's the eye contact to your camera is very important.
Yes,
Eye
yes,
contact to your camera is very important because you
yes.
cannot be like when you're trying to telling someone about yourself, but you kind of like now you're not sure what you're saying. You're busy like looking down or trying to avoid the camera. It's kind of a bit
Mm,
dodgy as well. Try to just like
yeah.
be yourself, be stable. Watch your camera while you're recording. Right, I understand the part that some things you might need to write them down.
Mm,
Okay, so
mm,
here's the tip. You write everything that you're going to mention on your video.
mm,
Practice it. Give yourself time, practice it. Try
mm.
to say it over the mirror, watching yourself until you reach a stage whereby you no longer want to have this thing on your hand, right? So
Yeah,
that
everything is here.
your head. Then when you're doing this video now, the proper one to submit to your employers, like you kind of like telling a story, you know, it's kind of like you're narrating something that like is more interesting. Whoever is listening,
Mm,
you are connecting from step one to step two, step three to step four, right?
mm,
Until you finish
mm.
your video. The minimum of your video is 1 minute. If you're good enough to shorten everything, it's in 1 minute time, you can. The maximum is 3 minutes, guys. 3 minutes. One, two, three. Okay, that is three
Yes.
minutes. So on that 3 minutes, you need to make sure that you gathered everything that your employers might need to know about you. So that 3 minutes sometimes it sounds like I don't know. On my experience, I cut like a lot of videos. I keep on redoing videos. I keep on redoing it like many
You'll never do
until I got it.
it once.
So
Yes.
have to be patient. Don't be too hard on yourself. Try to work harder
Mm,
until you got it right.
yes. Yes. So thank you, Sister Susie, for saying that as well, because I also didn't do just a once-off video and send it. I had dozens of drafts where I would say something and I'm like, oh, maybe I should have started with that. Oh, maybe I should have said it like this. Like you will have so many drafts, but then you will get to a point where like you are comfortable. And it's very important, guys, to watch yourself. Guys, after making that video, don't just ship it. Watch you. Watch yourself. Look at you speaking and try to listen and make sure that you are ready. I know it's something that is very, it takes a lot for a person to watch themselves. I know this. I know this. It takes a lot. It takes a lot. But you need to watch yourself. Say these things and I don't know, before you do, okay, for the first time you're gonna watch it obviously looking for mistakes and maybe if you are comfortable with how you set your video. And after you've looked at yourself and then now you're okay, okay, maybe I said it okay. Now get to a point where if then you're saying like, okay, if this wasn't me and I'm coming across this video, will I listen to this person? Like like, am I comfortable? Am I confident with how I sound and everything that I've put into this? So it's very important that you look at your video. You know, like that thing that teachers used to tell us when we were writing essays at school, that after writing your essay, don't just submit, read your essay and make sure that everything that you just written, you are comfortable with how. Because one thing I know, so yes, after self-checking, I know you're going to pick up something that you might want to change or something that you are very not comfortable with, a mistake that you might have done that you didn't notice while you were doing it. But after you watching your video, like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. And then you give yourself another chance to redo the video until you are comfortable. It's very important to do this. It's very important. Okay? And I think that is everything we have to talk. That is everything regarding self-introductory video, guys. We cannot make a self-introductory. I wish we could, but I cannot make a self-introductory video here. So it's something that you need to take what we just told you, give us something to work with. If you're going to ask for assistance, you'll be like, oh, but what do I need to do? I will tell you what to do. And then you take everything we just told you and you make that video. And then you send it back to a person. I'm like, okay, now I think I'm okay with how I've done my video. Can you check it for me? And then there you are giving us something to work with and say, okay, this could have been done. This is well done. This is well done. And it's not always about picking up what's wrong. Sometimes your video can be so good and we tell you, you know what, you did very well. Guess what happened on my video? You did very well. You did very well. You did well. And you know, we might maybe we might have just a suggestion, you know, that okay, this is perfect, or maybe you can everything you just said is okay. Maybe change 1, 2, or 3, maybe the setting, maybe what, okay, until we were like, oh, now this is very good, and then you are good to go. Okay, it's not all about finding mistakes. We are not going to watch. Susie is not going to watch your video because she's looking for mistakes. No, it's not about finding what's wrong. It's about making sure that it's at its level best. It's going to be acceptable. It's going to get you to the interview stage. Okay, thank you. And lucky enough, I'm a very fast learner and I'm a good learner. When Susie told me I did my self-introductory video and she was very impressed, I could not believe, because I wanted her to say something is wrong, Mabandla, but she did not. She was very impressed because I think I took everything that she told me and put it into that video. And I did watch my video and I was comfortable with how I sounded and everything I put into it. And I was confident to send it to her, even though I was still expecting that should she say something that I need to change, I'm going to do it because I want to make sure that I land myself into an interview.
Okay.
That's everything. And now after that, okay, now we've been talking about self-introductory video. Okay, after you've done your self-introductory video, remember you have your CV and you have all your documents. And oh, one of the things that I wanted to mention, Susie, that we can also tell people is that in Taiwan you don't need to verify your documents. They do that for you. Okay, other countries, China, South Korea, and others, you need to send them to DECO, you need to send them for Apostle, and you know, like degree to SACA, like degree verification. They don't need all of that. You can just send a clear scan of your original documents and they can verify it for themselves.
Color
Yes.
scan. Okay, not black and
Yes,
white.
yeah.
Color.
Yeah, it has to be color. All your scans, they need to be color and they need to be very clear. So it's advisable that if you're about to send, if you're gonna do that, at least go to an internet cafe and ask them to give you like a color scan, because I know usually these days we like to cut things short and use our phones. It's not wrong, but I would say for better quality, go to the internet cafe and ask them to scan your documents and send to you as a PDF format. And in Taiwan, they will verify the documents for themselves. So now you have everything you need. You have your CV, you have all the documentations, and you have your self-introductory video. And now let's talk about applying.
Okay, the next part from the self-introduction video, I just ask you to please do a teaching demonstration video.
Oh, yes.
Remember, I mentioned to you that, however, some other agencies, they don't ask it, but some they would require, so it's better to prepare everything in advance so that like you just get ready whenever they say please do this, then you're just like, okay, this is here. um, so also let me kind of briefly short about the teaching demonstration video, then Mabandla is going to add, right? Fortunately enough, even the teaching demo video, he did it so well, guys, from the beginning. You know, I just gave him instructions that like what he needs to do, and he followed exactly. First thing that you need, the teaching demo, usually could be 10 to 15 minutes, right? Remember, we are shutting a period that could be like 40 minutes time or 45 minutes, I'm not sure. Here, they're having 40 minutes period in a class. So you have to summarize, shorten everything into a time of like 15 minutes, right? Maybe 10 to 15 minutes would be okay. So on your teaching demo, you need to first remember the way you were, right? You're kind of like in the classroom. There's no way that you can wear the shorts, you can wear the vest, you can wear whatever you want, right? Number two, you need to prepare the flashcards, right? You need to prepare flashcards. What are the flashcards? Whatever you're going to teach about, at least make sure that you have A4 size paper pictures, right? For example, we said here we are teaching about, teaching students at elementary schools. So let's say you can pick any topic. Could be about food, it could be about sports, it could be about weather, it could be about anything. That is very simple for grade one students, right? For example, let's talk about fruits, right? Or let's talk about healthy food versus unhealthy food, whereby you're going to pick fruits and vegetables, and also unhealthy food, you're going to pick about like maybe pizza, hamburgers, French fries, and all those candies, ice cream, you know. So you need to have your vocabulary, at least maybe 5 words that you're going to introduce to the student, 4 or 5. So for example, we say we have, let's say we're talking about weather. So we are going to say, okay, rainy, sunny, windy, cold. Yes. Then your simple sentence will be like, okay, how is the weather? Then your student have to say, it's sunny, it's rainy, okay, it's windy, right? So those flashcards must have that little information. And whatever you do, repeat it to the students, okay? The student must read after you. And at a certain time, you have to find a way to review what you have taught your students. Maybe you can have an activity, okay, after you gave them the vocabulary, right then now you give them, okay, this is the picture that we have here, okay? Maybe it has all kinds of weather. Then you want your students to pick, right? You are going to say something and your student, they have to take. When you say, okay, let's find rainy weather, then they will take and show to you. It's kind of like, guys, yabona nje ulingise ngesiZulu singasho, ulinganise ngesiXhosa ongathi useklasini, you know. That's simple.
It's an imaginary part. It's imaginary.
Yes, as well, like there's Jack, there's Rose here, whoever is in the class. Okay, you ask, okay, how's the weather today? Yes, Jack. Oh, it's rainy. Good job, right? How's the weather yesterday? How was the weather yesterday? It was sunny. Oh wow, good job. You have to also compliment your student. You have to encourage your student whatever they do, okay? So it's up to you. You will never, there's no formality to design a lesson. However, the tip, go to YouTube and search some demonstration videos. They're teaching demonstration. You will see different teachers doing different styles. Then you pick those things that you think you need, then you practice before you record your video. All right, Amanda, I have this one more question to you for you before we proceed to the next step. Now I have those videos. How do I share these videos with you?
Okay. Oh wow, we almost forgot that. Okay, guys, I think I have 2 ways that I can suggest that you, because sometimes after sending a video and it takes a lot of space, so sometimes you cannot send it through WhatsApp, and sometimes even the email says like the contact the size of your file is too large to share with your email. So you know after recording all these videos and now you have them at your gallery.
Yes.
There's 2 ways that you can do it. there's something we call Google Drive. Do you know what Google Drive is? A Google Drive, especially, I don't know when you're using an iPhone. I'm not sure. I've never used an iPhone, but I think if you're using Android, Android has like all the Google apps. You have Google Map, you have Google, like where you search Google search, and you have all these like Google apps. And then there's something we call the Google Drive. A Google Drive is more like it's more like a flash drive. A Google Drive is more like a flash drive. Do you remember a USB? It's more like a USB on your phone. Okay, it has space where you can upload. It has a space where you can upload the files, and then you can be able to access them anywhere. Especially if you go, let's say I can upload a file on my phone, and then when I use a computer, I can still be able to access that file. Okay, so you need to go to your Google Drive, and then you need to upload your videos on your Google Drive. Google Drive,
Just
you upload them.
hold on a moment, Mabandla. I don't know
Yes.
if this can be more clear. Is it visible?
I think it's something that you can see. Can
Because
you just,
live,
yes, yes,
okay, like okay.
mhm, yes,
Actually,
yes,
what I
yes,
find is like wherever you Google shows, I'm not sure, but it's something like this.
yes, that's Google Drive.
Yes. So you need to go to that folder
Yes,
to upload your video. Okay, Mabandla, you can
yes.
proceed.
And if you are not sure about how, if you are not sure and maybe you need like to see how it's done, you can always go on YouTube and ask how to upload files on Google Drive.
Your
It
videos
will
there.
show you guys. The internet is your oyster. There's nothing you cannot find there. You want to know how to do something, you are not sure, go to internet and then they will show you and then you will know. So you go to Google Drive, you upload your file, and then I think after uploading the file, and then you go up there are three dots, like that's it, one, two, three dots, like on your, I think it's top right corner, like top right corner of your phone, just up here, you will see like three dots. And then you press those dots, and then they're going to take you to like settings, and then like something like options of what you want to do with that file that you just uploaded. Okay. And then I think on that one, there's are two things that you need to do. First of all, accessibility, like access, allow people with the link to access the video. Just say allowed access. Allow access. That's very important because you can have the video and share the link. And then if you, the person who uploaded the video, do not give a person who's you sent a link to access to your video, they can never watch it.
That's
So
very
make sure
true.
that you give
And now,
everything.
sorry, just a moment. And now it
Yeah.
disturbs me because whenever I bounce to that video, I have now to go back to you and send a request, like kind of like requesting an access to
Yeah.
watch your video. And I feel it's kind of like wasting my time because there are many people that are kind of like in a row that are waiting for my attention, you know? So it's very
Yes.
important, guys, to make your video shareable as he is explaining. That
Yes.
immediately save your video on your Google Drive. Press those dots.
Mm.
It's going to show you two options. Copy the link or access. Start from the
Exactly. Yes.
access first. Then you go to the part says share. Then it's going to tell you everyone who has a link can view the video. Then you
Access.
say
Access.
yes.
Yes.
And then you copy
Yes.
the link. Then when you're done, you share to the people whoever you want. That also happens when you send to the agency. If they find your video that is not shareable, they just
Mhm.
ignore and pass and go to the next candidate.
Yes, exactly. So this is your opportunity to actually practice that. So that when you, because now you are right, you are sending the video. So make sure that it's accessible, and then you copy a link from your video. Make sure you copy the link, and then copy and paste. You go and paste the link on your email address or whoever you're sending the email to, and then so that they can click on that email, and then that on that link, and that link is going to take them straight to your video. That's how you do it.
Thank you.
Number two, you can use YouTube.
Yes.
YouTube, your YouTube. Okay. And I think YouTube has more space, I think, than Google Drive. Let's say maybe your phone, maybe like you're struggling with space. Go to YouTube and go to my channel. You have a channel on YouTube. If you have an email address, you have a channel on YouTube. I'm telling you right now, we all have channels on YouTube, right? We all have YouTube channels. We are YouTube influencers. We have channels on our phones. You go to your channel on YouTube and you upload your videos there the same way you do on But then you can choose to make your videos private to be seen only by you.
Yes.
Okay? You can make your videos to be private to only be seen by you on YouTube. I'm saying on YouTube.
Yes.
So that whenever I go to YouTube, maybe I can search for like demo classes and I won't come across your video because it's private, it's yours. But still, as private as it is, it can still be shared. It can still be shared. You can still allow people with the link to your video to access your video on YouTube. Okay? You can still. Only a person with a link to your video can be able to watch a video from your YouTube channel. So you go to YouTube, go to my channel, you upload the video, and then you do the same thing. You say allow access to anyone with the link, and you make it private. If you want people to see it, that's fine. You can make it for everyone. Everyone will see it. Or if you don't, you can make it private. And then you copy the link, you do the same thing. You copy the link and then you share the link to someone. And then that person, when they click to that link, it will take them straight to your video. If you only allow people with the link to view your videos. That's
Thank you very much,
how you see
Mabandla.
it.
Okay, so after he did all these things, then I sent him the links now to apply by himself. I explained to him how he needs to do the introduction as well on
Mm,
his email when he's trying to send an application. That is kind of like some sort of a cover letter paragraph. Then
thank
you
you.
attach your documents and also your link of a
Your
salvage.
link.
You
Mm,
just hold on with your teaching demo. It's kind of like optional, guys. You
it's
wait
optional. Yeah.
until they request you to do it, then you share to them. All right.
Yes.
Then tell us, Mabandla, what happened after you got the links? How many agencies did you send through the applications? And how long
Yes.
did it take to get the
Yes.
response?
Okay. So let me say, okay, thank you, Sister Zizi. Okay, I'll try to be fast. Not too fast, but I'll try to make things like simple. Okay, so I got from Sister Zizi, I got teachers. Teacher Taiwan, Phoenix Group Asia. It was another one, I think, and I got four. I got four from you. I think you gave me three or four links.
I
Three
think
or four, I'm not sure. I don't remember.
it was
Three.
Timber Recruit, Phoenix Group Asia, Teach Taiwan,
Yes.
and TFET. I'm not sure. I
There's
forgot the fourth
I'm
one.
not sure that there's another one. Yes. So I got 3 to 4 links, and then
Oh,
I
that was
sent
the
all
red
these in.
hair. That was red hair. That was red hair.
Yes, all right. Yes, I got four. So the first one was Teach Taiwan. It was Phoenix Group Asia. It was another one was Ren A, and I'm not sure about the fourth one, but I'll tell you. We have those links. So she sent me these four. It said, "Okay, Mabandla, go and apply now." Okay, and then I went to their website, and then I think Phoenix Group Asia has a website. It's also as Teach Taiwan. They have websites, and then I did send my email addresses, and then make sure that your email is very professional. It's more like an application letter, guys. It's more like it's an application letter. You don't just say, "Kindly find my videos." You have to explain. It's like you write something like a cover letter where like you just wherever because this is a professional thing, so it needs to be written in a professional way. Okay, you send your email addresses. I sent mine to Teach Taiwan. I sent it to Fitness Group Asia to these four, and out of these, I think there were three. No, I'm not sure, 3 or 4. I'm not sure about the other one. So I sent my email. I sent my emails, and then I went to the website, applied, everything good. Okay, I think I sent my application. I think it only took 5 days,
Yeah,
3 to 5 days.
it was the
It
first
was very
agency
fast.
that replied to you. Actually, I think in 2 days'
It's
time,
in Taiwan.
you just got a response that was an
Yes.
invitation for interview.
So where was everything, and then I uploaded all my documents, and then I got the interviews. Okay, I did not get the interviews right away. Teach Taiwan, I got the interview with them. I was able to book an interview. With Phoenix, do you know, guys, you are going to encounter some struggles. Let me tell you, this is not for the weak-hearted. This thing is not for the weak-hearted. Because no matter how good sometimes you can do you remember how I was telling you that Susie was able to like me the moment she met me? I sent her my videos. She was like, very great. You are very good. Now I was sent to the wolves. I was sent to the wolves. And they were able to, they were willing. They were just waiting for me. Okay, Tisha one, it was fine. And then I sent my, okay, Tisha one booked me for an interview. And with Phoenix Group Asia, I struggled. I didn't even get an interview. As good as I was presenting myself, as good as everything else seemed, but I did not get an interview. I did not. They said nope. They dismissed my application and sent me to the drawing board, guys. They were like, you're an interesting person, but you know what? We think that you still need to learn more. So just like that, I couldn't find it. And it was Teach Taiwan was able to book me, and Phoenix Group Asia. Let me tell you what actually happened. I sent my application to Phoenix Group Asia, self-introductory self-introductory everything, and then they asked for a teaching demo. I sent the teaching demo that we and Sister Susie we discussed that it was good and everything. They were like, okay, this is nice and all, but can you add this? I went back and did that, and I sent it again. They were like, "No, now this is not okay. Can you do it again?" I was like, "Okay." I didn't because I was desperate. I wanted a job. I went back the third time, and I did it. And after doing it the third time, doing everything they told me to do, and then I sent it to them. They were like, "We have watched videos, but we kind of think that you are not suitable for our program, and we still think that you need to learn more. So just give yourself some time to practice and, learn a bit of things. So we are very sorry. Try to apply again next year." My soul was crushed. My soul was crushed. Remember, all of this is happening. I still have an interview to go to with Teach Taiwan. And already the second one is dismissing me. Okay, the other one, I think it was global culture. I think it was global culture, yeah. And then the global culture, they were like, we are not hiring right now, but then we're going to take I think it was your Skype. We're going to take your Skype ID. We'll be in contact whenever we get a position for you. Okay, at this point, I only had one interview to go to. Out of all these, I only had one interview because the other one is not interviewing me now. They are promising to interview me later, and the other one is saying no. So I only have one interview left to do, which is Teach Taiwan. And that happened in April. It was in April because remember, I got my police clearance in March. So I think at later March, and then I sent my application, and then weekend, yep, Good Friday this year, I was Good Friday. It was Good Friday, the weekend, and then on Tuesday I was having my interview. Okay, Sisu was able to help me, and I'll always be grateful for that because before my interview, as kind as she is, she was able to call me, and she was like, one of the things that I forgot to mention is when you send an email, they will send you, Teach Taiwan did, and like not all agencies do, but they sent me like a list of possible questions that they might ask me. So I needed to go and prepare myself because you need to be prepared for an interview. You cannot just wake up and say, I'm going to have an interview today. You need to be prepared. Okay. So they sent me like a list of possible questions that they might ask. I think there were 18 questions. 18 questions. And I shared them with Suzuzi, and she was like, I don't know if you're going to like this, but you need to do all of those questions, all of them. I was like, huh? 18 questions? She was like, yes, all of them, because we don't know which questions they're going to ask, and we don't know which ones they are not going to ask. So you have 18 questions to prepare yourself, and be prepared because I'm going to call you a day before an interview, and then I am going to interview you, ask you these questions, and you are going to have an interview, you and me. I was like, oh well, okay. That seemed tough, but I was desperate. I was desperate. I needed a job. And I like a good challenge, to be honest. I like a good challenge. I was very willing, to be honest. I was willing because I also wanted to be prepared because I didn't want to sit there and hearing this person asking me a question that I saw and I chose to ignore. I wanted to have all the answers, at least. And then I answered my questions. I answered all of the questions by myself, answered all of them, and had everything like written down. And I was just going through everything. And I also did research on these things, trying to find answers, okay, that were suitable. and I did that. And then a day before my interview, Sister Zizi called me. I think it took almost an hour. She was interviewing me. And she asked me, like the moment when she was like, "Are you ready?" I was like, "Yes." And then started from the first question until the last. But one of the good things I can tell you that helped me because I was able to give her my suggestions, like on what I think, and she was able to help me and add more on what I already had. And told me maybe you can focus more on this. Okay, maybe that's not necessary. You can maybe say this and that. And I was able to filter all my answers and know, okay, this is like paint a picture of what is expected of me to say because I didn't know in terms of like the classroom management, the classroom environment is very different. It's vastly different from our classroom environments in South Africa. So I added some of my own based on my experience. And she told me that, oh, that we don't necessarily do that here. So you need to say it this way, which was very helpful, you see, because what would have happened if I only took those answers and went to the interview with them? I would have probably failed the interview. As good as and not wrong my answers were, but it's not, I'm not answering to what they're exactly expecting, me to say. So I was able to get that help. And good, I had my interview. And to be honest, it went great because I was prepared. They asked some of the questions, and I think out of all the questions that they sent, they only asked five. They asked four, and the three questions they were not included on the package. They were surprise questions. They were surprise questions where now they just want to test your ability to think on the spot. Can you be able to think? Can you think on your feet? Are you that kind of person? So you need to be prepared. And one of the great things that Sesu Zizi told me was, Mabandla, I know you are prepared, but one of the most important parts about going to an interview, be yourself.
Yes.
Don't try to be someone else. Be
Mm-hmm.
yourself and be comfortable within yourself. Because if anything, if you're about to do this, you need to be confident about yourself and you need to be comfortable. You need to be you. You don't need to be trying to be someone else.
Yes.
And that way you will find everything easily. And it did help me because I was able to be myself. As nervous as I was able to think on the spot and able to answer some of the questions that they had. And my interview went great, guys. It was a success. And for surprisingly, I wasn't told that my interview was a success. They didn't tell me. So you still live with the fear of the unknown. They were like, okay, thank you, Godfrey. We are going to send you an email. And then they sent me an email, said, okay, thank you for your interview. Here is our line. There's something they call line. You can follow us online and then add this and follow us online and add us. And then we are going to reach out. And then we get if we get positions, because right now it's not a hiring season. So I was like, okay, this is what they told me. And she was like, if they gave you their contacts, it means that it's promising because, even though I didn't know what to expect because they didn't tell me that, okay, great job, we're going to hire you. That's which I was expecting. They were like, you can follow us here and then we'll reach out. And 3 months went by without them reaching.
Okay. Sorry, just a moment.
Yes,
On this period of 3 months while you're waiting, what else did you do, Mabanda? Like that was kind of like becoming impressed about it.
yes.
Because I guess like I believe that like you were kind of bit anxious at some time. You feel like impatient now that like Sissy,
Mm,
I don't know, is this still gonna happen? Are they going to contact me? What else did
mm.
you do that I became impressed about when you
Okay. Okay, so as terrible that was, because there was nothing else she could do because she did everything and she did more than what, she did everything in her power to help me. Now it wasn't up to her what happens next. She prepared help everywhere in any way she could. So, guys, I was not comfortable with the fact that I only applied with one agency and I've only had one interview. That did not sit well with my soul. It did not, because I was like, huh, then my chances of actually landing myself a job, they are slim if I'm only going to like be only relying to one agent, okay? And I do have the experience of the interview now. I do have knowledge on what they're expecting, like from teachers. And I was going up and down, and I came to TikTok. I was searching, teach how to go like other websites for teaching in Taiwan. And I would see the first one that I came across was the ones that is mostly used by people from the Philippines, which is TFETP. That was very popular. Okay, I took I wrote it down, the name, and then I also went online on Google. I was searching like teaching jobs in Taiwan, and I saw other agencies. I think I started with HEES. It's called HEES, which is a private. It's a private. I think they have private schools in Taiwan. What we call I think it's what we call cram schools now. I think they are cram schools, and they are very American based, and I didn't know that. I took their email. I sent my application, and they booked me for an interview. And I told this was like, oh, I found an interview with HEES. I did my interview. Great. After an interview, I was rejected. They were like, sorry, you're not really basically what we're looking for. I was like, okay. I kept going, looked for others. I came across Premium PD. I came across Global Culture. I came across TFETP. And I sent my application now to these three. And this time now it's May. I'm doing all of this. It's May because I'm like, it's been a month. These people are not actually responding. So it's May. So I sent my application to these other three, which is TFETP. I remember, guys, it was on Sunday. Okay, with TFETP, I learned that I needed two recommendation letters. I needed two recommendation letters from a previous job. So they basically look for people with experience. So I needed two recommendation letters. And I went to the school where I used to work, and I asked for the recommendation letters, and I got them. I think it was Friday. I got my recommendation letters. And on Sunday, I sent my applications through to these three: Premium PD, TFETP, and Global Culture. Excuse me, Global Culture. You will not believe that on Monday morning when I wake up, Premium PD has responded, would like to book you for an interview. And at this point, I wasn't holding anything back. I was sending everything. I sent my documents, I sent my teaching demo, I sent the link to my self-introduction. I was giving them everything at the same time because I just didn't like them coming back to me and say, oh, can we please have this? I was like, if it's something they are interested in, they are going to decide if they want it or not. I just sent them everything that I had. And on Monday morning, Premium PD calls and sends me an email like, very good, we'd like to book you for an interview on Wednesday. Great. Okay. And then Global Culture would like to book you for an interview. But then they asked, I think it was Friday. Okay. Premium PD books me for an interview. I called Sisusis. I'm like, hey girl, you know what? I know I have applied and we did the interview, and you know what? With hers, it didn't go well. So now I've been so very like anxious. I can't just rest on one. I went out there and I found these links, and I've already sent my application, and I want to send the applications before I sent the application. She was like, great job, Mabandla. I'm glad for the fact that you are not only relying on what I just told you. You are going out there, you are looking for the information for yourself. There's nothing wrong that could go wrong. Just send the application and you will see. You will see how it goes. Send the applications. I'm very confident that if you do that, I think any of them can have a great chance of hiring you. I was like, oh, great. That's good. Send the applications, got the interview, did my interview with Premium PD using all the information I gained from the previous interview and with Sisus. Now I'm just using everything. And right now I'm getting comfortable. I'm getting comfortable with the interviews because it's something that now I do more often. It went great. And like with Premium PD, they explicitly told me like, we are very impressed. You are a great teacher. We will contact you as soon as we get one. We are going to hire you. They told me explicitly. I was like, whoa, that's a break. With Global Culture, I remember, guys, I had to wake up at 3 a.m., 3 a.m. South African time, because they were like, we are going to have an interview with you, but we are going to use Taiwan timeline at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. in Taiwan, that's 3 a.m. in South Africa. It's in like 3
You have
a.m.,
to wake
like after 12 in the
up.
morning. I had to wake up. I had to wake up because I was desperate. I wanted a job. I was doing everything I wanted to do. I woke up. Oh my God, I remember that one was very scary because they were like, it was the first time I was interviewed by three people
Mm-hmm.
because on the other, it was just one person. This time it was three people.
Mm.
Very good. It went great. I woke up at 3 a.m. Did my interview. They were like, okay, we'll be in touch. I was like, great. Okay. Right now I'm getting comfortable. I think few weeks after few weeks after I sent those two interviews,
Mm.
uh TFETP also came back. They're like, we would like to book you for an interview.
Wow.
Great. What time? 3 a.m. South African time. 3 a.m. I have to wake up again. I woke up with load shedding and everything. I don't know if you're going to have electricity or not. I'm just like, God, over to you, my dear, because
Just
right now,
when you get there, there's nothing to worry.
I was like, God, over to you, my dear. And crazy enough, we were supposed to have load shedding
Mm.
at 3 a.m. that day. And I didn't know. A day before, I tried to send them various emails, multiple emails, like I would like to reschedule my interview. I have a power outage at 3 a.m. Like they understand the load shedding part in South Africa. So I was like, please, can we reschedule? No one came back to me until the following day. I was like, you know what? If the lights have to go off while I'm on like the interview, let it be it, because I tried to send them an email. They are not responding. I was like, you know what? If the lights are gonna go off, at least they will see what happens. You know, because right now I'm like, I have to show up.
That's
I
true.
have to show up. You see,
Mm.
and by God's grace, I was there at 3 just waiting for the lights to go off, and they did not. They did not. I had my interview, and I was interviewed by four people this time. It was like four panel, like two women and two guys, and like I think those were schools. I don't know. Like there were a lot of people, and it's 3 a.m. I am anxious about the load shedding. I was very disturbed that day,
Mm.
and trust me, like whenever they were asking me a question, I was over explaining because I was not at ease because I knew like everything. They were like, can you try not to over explain every question? Like, can you just give us? I was like, okay, sorry. Like, because I was so anxious. I was so anxious. But be that as it may, it went great. And then, okay, they were like, oh, we're going to send you a follow-up email after the interview. And after a day, they sent me an email. I was like, after carefully going through like your interview and like your documentations and everything that you sent us, we believe that you belong with us. So we would like to say and that we are going to give you a job as soon as we get one. Because at that time it was not hiring season because it was still early. It was May. They haven't really started to hire teachers. So the schools had not opened for like new posts yet. So they were like, well, we'll be in contact. Now I have three. I have four because it's premium PD and the three that I found by myself.
Mm.
And all I had to do was wait now because it's May. I had to wait May, June, nothing from Teach Taiwan. I was going around asking people who are working like on going on TikTok. Most people I have right now on my list that are in Taiwan, most of them. Some of them I met them through TikTok because I was just so restless. I was like, how long did it take for Teach Taiwan to respond to you after you applied? They were like, some were like 2 months, some like 3 months. I'm like, okay, it's already been 3 months. They're like, oh, no, just keep waiting. I'm like, okay. I waited, and I think after May, June, at the end of June, I got the good news. It was Wednesday. I wake up. At this point, guys, I'm at this point in my life where my email is the first thing I check before I even go to WhatsApp. Like when I wake up and grab my phone, I just go to the email to check if there's anything there. Like that's how I live right now. Like the first thing I check before even waking up and going like for a stretch or anything, I just check my email before I even get out of bed. And June, by the end of June, it was. Wednesday, Premium PD sent an email. Congratulations, Godfrey. Welcome aboard. Oh, I was screaming. I was screaming. I was jumping on top of my bed. I was like, yes, yes, yes. I was so screaming because I've been waiting for good news. And funny because it was Premium PD, the one that I only applied to like in May. They were the ones who responded first. Okay. And I was like, Zizi, this is an email. And I was very excited. I sent her the good news. She called me immediately. She was very happy as well. And from there, she was like, okay, Premium PD replied, you know what? Let's wait until, because they only gave me until Friday to actually accept the offer or deny the offer. And then it was Wednesday. Sissy was like, okay, not what we were hoping, because she was like, God, Mabandla, if you are going to come to Taiwan, I would like you to come with Teach Taiwan, like that recruiter, because they have great benefits. Like I have like very great experience with them. So I would like you, if I want you to be recruited by them, but then we cannot choose right now because this is all we have. And maybe this is only like all you will ever get. So if by Friday Teach Taiwan doesn't say anything, please accept the offer. Even though it's not what we wanted, but it's what you have now. Okay, great. I waited. Okay, at this point, I'm up and down. I just don't know. I remember going to my dad and he was sleeping because it's the morning. I was like, are you sleeping? He was like, yeah, why should I be awake? I'm like, you are sleeping. I just landed myself a job. He was like, what? I was like, yeah. I was very happy. Like, I was going crazy. It was a crazy day, guys. I cannot even explain it. It was crazy.
That's
I
overall.
know I was,
I was excited too, guys. There's one more thing, guys, that you
mm,
need to know. Immediately, I started journey to help you. You become the part of my life. I start praying.
mm,
Whenever I pray, I always put you in my prayers because I believe that like this is a journey that you have hope, that
mm,
God might answer your prayers, by getting
mm,
this job. I know that taking
yes.
a decision to work abroad is not a decision that you just take it in overnight. So
Mm, mm,
whenever now I'm assisting someone, I always pray, guys. Now I have the same feeling that the applicant or candidate has, while I'm waiting, being anxious, keep praying that, oh God, I
mm,
wish this person can be like, get
mm,
an offer. It doesn't matter which agency. What matters is to land in Taiwan and start working. You start
mm,
receiving your salary, then your life will change. One thing I'm focusing on, guys, is to hear someone says, thank you, Nelly, I've got a job. I feel
thank
like
you.
I got millions in my bank account because now I realize that like, oh, someone has got something on the table because of my
Mm,
efforts. And remember,
yes.
guys, I don't charge any money. I don't, you don't have to prepare any money to pay for me.
Mm,
No, it's
mm,
just
mm,
free of
mm,
charge. What I do is out of kindness, guys. Ilando sitting a scene to sakukwethu ne. If ufika
mm,
abanye besitya kuloo ndawo kuhluthwa ube wena ngasemva ushiye kulanjiwe, khwaza abanye okanye thatha uyoshera le nto yoqhekezelana nabo nitye kunye.
mm,
So this is
mm,
what I'm
mm,
doing. That like wherever I am, I feel like okay, i-grapes zivuthiwe kodwa mandingazi-enjoyi ndedwa. Let me share some to my brothers and sisters way back at home.
mm,
However, I don't have a connection. This is about you, how you pray, your ancestors, you as yourself,
mm,
guys. I usually say ubuvila okanye ukuvila apha ngesizulu. It
mm.
doesn't pay. And if ungumntu owenza izinto at a slow pace, izinto zakho zonke zawuhamba
Never
nje.
slow.
But if
Mm, mm,
you are a person or who always work harder, always who does
mm,
research as Mabandla did, he mentioned here. I was impressed by his moves because he never just sit down and fold arms that, okay, this is what you gave me. I'll just sit here. But Mabandla is a person that like he used his mind, he tried to explore more and do his research. This is the kind of a person that I'm looking for, guys, to the candidates that I'm helping to get jobs here in Taiwan, because
mm.
it's also draining to help someone who's just sitting there waiting for you to spoon feed him or her about everything. It's really draining
Yeah,
and exhausting, guys. I hope you are
indeed.
learning. a lot from this interview. That is why I asked him to come here, because I want you to hear it from the horse's mouth, if it's a good English, let me say so, that like what
Okay.
exactly is happening from the beginning of the process until the end of the process. Only thing that I
Yeah.
want is to hear someone says, I landed in Taiwan safely, I'm about to start school.
Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah.
anyway,
Yes, guys. And guys, I don't know. I know that as people we have different belief systems. And I don't know, I'm just touched by what you said because I remember through the whole process after the interviews and after everything, and I was just sitting and waiting for the answers. I told Sisuzizi that, girl, you know what? I've done everything I could, but I feel like I'm running out of patience. And guys, she was there. She was there for me. She was like, Budi, this is your time to be with God and pray like you have never prayed in your life. This is your time. Connect. If we are pasha, pasha, if we are tandaza, tandaza, I'm going to try and be there with you and pray for you. But this is your time to exercise
yeah,
what you believe in. And at its best, guys, I come from a religious place. My father is a pastor, but you know what? As PKs, sometimes like we tend to run away from it. So sometimes I pray. I know when things get harder, it's something that I do. And whenever like I lose myself, I'll always go back to God and ask, like for guidance. But at this point, it was something that I've never done in a long time. I started praying. I started praying. I was praying. I was praying, guys. I was praying day and night, even when I'm just walking and I'm like, God, please, like I was begging. And and it helped because she was like, there's nothing I can do for you right now, but I just want you to believe in yourself and ask God and tell him exactly. Guys, like, when you pray to God, don't say, God, can I please have a job, and be vague. Guys, God, I want that job in Taiwan, the one that I just applied for.
yes.
Please give it to me. You state things, tell him, manifest, guys, bring it into life. The power of the tongue. I didn't know that thing. This is very powerful. Your tongue is very powerful. If you know the power of the tongue, guys, say things, breathe them, bring them into life. Say you want this, say, God, I am seeing myself there. Make this happen now. I only need you to just connect the dots. I see it's happening. I can feel it. And really, guys, I manifested my way before I even handed the job. At home, I used to tell my dad that I'm going abroad before the end of the year. Before I even got the job, I was telling him that I'm going abroad. My closest friend, I told them, I'm going abroad. I am going. I'm doing this. They're like, huh? I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm going. Before I told them, I think my closest friends, even someone who's watching here who knows me, I told them a long time before I even like had a job that I'm leaving. They were like, good, you should. Because I was I think I was manifesting it because I needed to happen. I brought it to life, and guys, it happened. Okay, I'm glad. I'm glad. I just wanted to say that. So whatever it is you believe in, ancestors, God, you need to be in connecting with it. And guys, please, if you want something, you pray for it. Ibizangekam. That's what we say in Sisulu. Ibizangekam. Okay. And then now let's move to the parts. Okay. Friday comes. Remember, we were there. Friday comes and there's no email from any other agency. So the only one I have is Premium PD. We did something very dodgy, but you and we both
It's
there.
okay, just share everything. Share everything. Tell them, because at some stage
I accepted
there
the
are
offer.
people who
Yeah.
like get stereotype, whenever you
Yeah.
come, okay, this is what is it now, but we need to
Yeah.
shape it like to be what we want, not what is like they are giving us, at some time
Yes.
in
Yes.
life we need to kind of like have like that braveness and the
Yes.
boldness to take a serious risk, and like,
Mm.
what, let me go for this side, I'll see.
Yeah.
I just trust God. What is important is the
Yeah.
faith, guys. The faith
Yes.
and the positive attitude inside you first. Whoever that is next to you can tell you everything, but the most important person here is you. Okay,
You are.
what is your mind and your inner person says?
Yes. Okay.
Because on the towards the end of the day, I don't want to be the person to be blamed, for them certain decisions. Or you will say, oh, since it said I must do this, what you wanted to do, right?
Mm, mm,
Yes.
it's yours.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. You can go through.
Okay. Okay. I accepted the offer. Sorry, accepted the offer with Premium PD, and good. Okay. Now I had a job, and now I needed to go to like book at the embassy, get my visa, do all those things, and like we're still hoping with CCC that like other agencies will come. But then now we've already sold our souls. I've already signed like a contract. Even if they come later, my soul is God. I just signed my life to that. I was like, okay, fine. It is a job. Next time, maybe premium like we'll get what we want. Okay, Sunday. I'm excited. Sunday, go to church. I'm like, yes, yes, just like because I was happy, I was blessed. Monday morning, I wake up, and at this point, I'm no longer like interested in any other email. Boom, an email from Teach Taiwan. Congratulations, Mabandla. Welcome aboard. Here is an offer. This, saying everything that I got another job. I take the phone. I'm like, girl, you remember what we did Friday? Now, what we wanted just arrived. What do we do? Because this is what we wanted, and now it's here, but we've already signed. Because guys, once you sign a contract with a school, now they can only apply for one work permit. So you cannot sign multiple. So you can only have one work permit with that specific school or with that specific agency. So you cannot sign like again and again and again. But then, lucky for me, what Sister Susie reminded me was, you remember that you only sent the email late Friday, so there's no way they could have possibly processed it during the weekend. Quickly write an email to Premium PLB and tell them that, you know what, I'm no longer taking your offer. Like, things are not combining. Like, no, no, no. Like, thank you, thank you.
That
And
make
I
up
did
for it.
that.
You have to lie, kind of like shifting, like that. No,
Yeah, like, and
take
then
the
like
decision
something drastic happened.
coming to
Mm,
Taiwan later, so there's other
yeah,
emergencies that you need to take care of at home. Then on the
yes.
other
So
side, you had to take an offer to teach Taiwan.
yeah. Yeah, so I quickly wrote an email to Premium PD and told them that, oh, I'm sorry that I know that I've already accepted the offer, but I cannot proceed with those arrangements because I think I'm no longer going to be able to come to Taiwan this time. I'm gonna come at a later stage. So I would quickly just apologize for the inconvenience. Something very like it was very formal, and they tried to convince me,
Yes.
but I didn't like, I was like, no, 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 thank you very much. Like they were able to like trying to win me back, but Teach Taiwan, I accepted the offer. And lucky enough, I didn't have any problems with that because we were very anxious that maybe things will clash, especially with the MOE, because now two agencies submitted like for an application for a work permit. But with Premium PD, they did not. So since I pulled and rejected the offer, and yeah, and then I went with Teach Taiwan, and in the very same week, I think in the very same week, Global Culture came exactly with another job offer. Welcome aboard with the job offer. But then I was already like very comfortable with the one that we chose. And yeah, and then after that, now let's talk about the preparations of what do you need to do now? What is it that you need to do? Okay. But right after you sign your contract with the agency, okay, you're going to sign a contract with the agency and sign the contract with the schools. And then you need to read the contract. You need to read the
Yes.
contract very carefully
It's
because
very
it
important. Don't
contains
jump and sign.
everything.
You can find whoever that is next by you at home, your brother, your sister, your mom, whoever. I'm also available. You can share it to me as well
Mm,
to check if
mm,
like they offered you like a good offer because if
mm,
you are employed for
mm.
public schools, there's a basic salary for every teacher. Then it
Yes.
can go kind of like bit higher because of
Mm,
your experience.
yes. So I remember Susie was like, you know what? Reading something digitally can be very, very tricky because this is like it's a lot of information. Like, is there any possible way that you can print this? I was like, yes, I can, because I wanted to have it like here and read it like a book, because like you can read it on your phone or anything, but then, I wanted to be sure of what I was doing. And I did. I printed, and then I read the contract. I shared it with Sister Zizi, and she was like, "Yeah, it's a good contract." I signed, and then after signing, and then okay, they were like, "After you sign your contract, now they're going to send you a work permit. They're going to send you something we call a work permit, which takes about a week, maybe a week,
Take a
right?
week.
It takes a week after signing. It takes a week, 7 days after signing your contract. Okay. After you get your work permit, that's what you take. That's what you're going to take to go and apply for your visa at the embassy, which is Taipei Liaison Office, which is in Pretoria. Okay. And then, so,
Before the
oh,
visa,
am I?
sorry. Before the
Yes.
visa, what did you do? Can you apply for the visa without a flight ticket?
No, that's where I was going to go.
Okay.
Okay. I forgot that. Sorry. Thank you for reminding me. Now, what's important is that, okay, now you've got your work permit, so you have to apply for a visa. What do you need in order for you to be able to apply for a visa? You need your work permit, you need a flight ticket, a booked flight ticket, which is one way, with a date of when you're leaving. You need two ID photos, you need a copy of your passport and a copy. I think like you just bring a copy of your passport, I think, and what else? Okay, your printed work permit, and then there's a form you fill online when you are booking a date for like applying for a visa. That form is going to ask like all the basic information that they need to know about you. Who are you? Your passport number? Why are you applying for a visa? What type of visa you're applying for? Because like there's a tourist visa, and then there's like the resident visa. The resident visa is the one that we aiming for, because you're going to stay here for like longer. So you cannot come to Taiwan with a tourist visa. So you need to book a plane ticket. And plane tickets, depending on when are you booking them and when are you actually flying, like they fluctuate. There's no fixed price. But I would always say that having 15,000 rands is always good. And I'm going to give you this tip. Before you book your flight ticket, make sure that you print the bank statement with that 15,000 rand reflecting on your account. Book a statement, print a bank statement before you book a flight, and use the very same money to book a flight, so that at least when they look, because they need your bank statement as well. They do need your bank statement, because you need money like for the first few months, because you're going to work here, but you're not going to get paid as soon as you arrive. So you need money. So I printed like the bank statement that I had. I printed my bank statement before booking for a flight ticket, and then I used the very same funds in my account to book for a flight ticket. So now I had a flight ticket, I had a bank statement, I have a work permit, I have a printed copy of the form that I printed from the website while I was booking for a date in the Taipei Liaison Office, and you have your passport and its copy and two ID photos. And now, how much do you pay? How much do you pay at the Liaison Office for a visa? A visa is 1,100 and I'll say 1,200. Just have 1,200. 1,200, you'll get some change. That one is the visa that takes, it's a normal one that takes 7 days. But if you want the quick one, the one that comes out within like 3 days, I think, Sissy, is it 3 days? Yes, 3 days. You pay extra 400. So if you want the quick one, you pay extra 400. But then the one that takes 7 days, it's 1,150 something. So it's like 1,200, you'll be fine. So you go to the Taipei Liaison Office, you have your flight, you have all the documents, flight, work permit,
Bank
bank
statement.
statement,
What
copy of your passport, and
ID
your original passport. You need it. Bring your original passport
and your ID photo.
and your ID photos and what else? Yeah, and then the form that you print from online. Just like there's one that you print, and then you bring that with you, and then you're going to when you get there, they're going to give them all of these things, and then you're going to fill a form, and then you pay, and you're going to leave your passport there, and then that's where they're going to put your visa. The
Yes, your
visa
visa
is
is that
something,
big space in your
something.
passport. Please show
Yeah,
them.
yeah, it's something that. Don't judge me. Don't look at my picture. Hmm. If this is something like this, if this is something like this, let me hide my
Yes.
face. If
Yeah,
this is something like this, something like this. So this is a visa. So you need your original passport, and then you're going to leave it at the liaison office because they need to put your visa on your passport, which is something I did not know. I was like, hey, they took my passport. She was like, it's fine. It's fine. I remember calling her, I was like, hey, these people took my passport. Is this normal? She was like, yes, it is, because that's where they're going to put your visa. For me, I thought a visa is something just like a document that you're gonna get, a piece of paper or something. I didn't know what a visa was. But then your visa is something like this. So they will need your original passport. So don't forget to bring it as well. Okay. And how much you paid? You paid 1,100 and something. So 1,200. And then, guys, let me tell you, it's not likely, but you you stand a chance of getting your visa denied. You know that, even though you have provided everything that they like. If something, maybe if you make so, you have to be careful when you're filling that form. You have to be careful that every information that you provide on the form that you fill online is correct, and please double check, because if any chance, by chance, by mere chance, anything that you provided on that form is kind of like contradicts what they're actually getting, like when they look at your documents, your visa could be denied.
yes. And it's hard for you
Anyway,
to reply again and get it immediately.
yes, it's
And some
hard
certain
to apply, so you have to be careful.
flight ticket, like at a certain date, whereby now you need to also shift the date, or I don't know,
Yes,
cancel the flight. Sure.
yes,
So
yes,
saving those mistakes, like kind of like just make sure you double check everything
yes.
before, like
Always.
always learn to be calm. You know, when your mind is relaxed, you'll always be able to focus. But if you are
Yes,
multitasking while you are doing
yeah,
something else, your mind is on something else, then that's where you're going to do million mistakes.
yes. So when you do that, when you fill that form, you need to be at a very good space, because if you make a mistake by any chance, then your visa could be denied and you will not be able to fly to another country without a visa. Okay. So and then if everything goes well within 7 days, because I applied for mine, it was Wednesday, and then I was called in. I got the message on Tuesday to say, come collect your visa on Wednesday the following week. So it was literally 7 days. So literally 7 days, and I got it, and then and then that is how it's done. And then it gets to the now this part of, what are you bringing? Oh, guys, the packing stage, the most exciting. Now things are just flowing. You're excited. You got the job, you got the visa, you got the ticket. Now you're just excited. Like now you're planning. What are you going to
And
bring? What are you doing?
was the sad part, because at that time we're kind of like going in the opposite direction, because I was
Mm.
already on my
Oh,
way home
yes,
days,
yes, yes, yes,
coming to Taiwan. However,
mm,
that was a great experience, guys. If like
yes,
it's not like uyandenzelele, or wenzela
mm,
whatever he's saying there. Here, like this is like what I did, guys. I can go an extra mile to help you. Abanda
yes,
Mandasi,
mm,
way back, like university. I'm
mm,
that person who does care about someone else in a way that, like, at some certain point, it doesn't matter. I'm in a tight space, but I'll always remember that there's someone. Whenever
mm,
when he was traveling, I was keep on checking on him. How are you doing? How far now? When
mm,
is your next flight? I wanted
yes,
to make sure, guys, he's safe at the airport, like on the transit part, because you take two flights from home to
yes,
Taiwan.
yes,
The first one is going to take you. It depends on the airline. The first,
mm,
like he took, it was from Johannesburg to Dubai,
yes,
because it was
mm,
Emirates airline. and from Dubai has to get another Emirates to take him to Taiwan. So
Mm,
I had to make sure
yes.
that I keep on checking up on him so that he won't go in a wrong place or get lost there. Because at
Mm,
the end of the day, as much I always say, guys, I'm not responsible for anything that can happen to you. You are old enough to take your own
mm,
decision. I was just
yeah.
a bridge to transfer the information. However, I would be always guilty as well if like anything bad that can happen to you because of like,
Mm,
oh, maybe if I didn't help you, you ended up being here. This might not be like happened, you know.
yes.
So I made sure that like he landed safely in Taiwan. I knew that like immediately getting to the airport, Tish Taiwan will be there to pick him up.
Yeah.
And it was
Yes.
like that, right? You got
Yes.
them,
It
they pick you up,
was.
take him to find the apartment. Okay, what else? Like just kind of give us a short a brief about like from airport to the apartment.
Okay. So okay, I flew. When I flew, it was the 30th. I flew on the 1st of August from Johannesburg, and I got to Taiwan on the 3rd of August. So, and then when I landed in Taiwan, I was at this point, and I don't know. I wouldn't say your experience won't be the same as mine, but since Suzuki was the only reliable person, not reliable, but the only person I was asking whenever like I want to do something because regarding like the things that I need to prepare. So at this point we were just very communicative guys. So I was even like because I was in KZN, Nagisa Bigville,
Except
when all of
the
this
part that we
when it
forgot.
was
Sorry, except the part that we forgot. That have to change the money.
yeah, yes. Oh my God, guys, don't do the same mistake. So okay, I get to the okay. And now, the stupid as I was, I'm very excited. And when you are very excited, and now things like it was, guys, for me, it was a great experience, but then it was also a very overwhelming experience because I have never been to an airport. I have never left South Africa to go anywhere, right? So it was a very exciting, but a very overwhelming moment as well. And I think, and it was a very bad time because Sisuzizi as well was busy because she was preparing to go home. She was traveling home actually when I was also traveling. So we're both traveling, but we're like in different days. So some of the things she might have forgot to remind me, but my coordinator said that she did tell me that if I have cash, I need to deposit it and have it like on my card, or I can change it to US dollars. I forgot because like everything was just crazy. I had money. I had money with me, cash. I had money with me, which is like a lot of money with cash. And I go with this cash all the way from South Africa until I landed in Taiwan. And when I get to Taiwan, I'm like, I want to exchange this money into Taiwan dollars. They were like, wait, what money is this? I'm like, huh? She was like, what currency is this? I'm like, South African rands. I'm like, oh, South African. No, I'm sorry, we do not buy South African currencies. We only buy like US, blah, blah, blah. You were supposed to change it from South African to US dollars or Canadian dollars, anything, and then bring it here. And then we're able to give you $10. It's like, huh? So what do I do now? Like, there's nothing you can possibly do. You just need to save that money and then you can use it when you go back home. I'm like, huh? That's a lot of money. That's like all the money I had.
It's okay.
And
Thank
now I'm paying with it.
I just wanted to share that, guys. You know, along this process, there are things, there are memories that like
Mm,
you ended up like when you just you settled everything, eh? And you
yeah.
kind of become like, oh, what I was thinking, you know, how did
Because
this happen? You start
yeah.
laughing yourself, you know, and like you feel like, no, there's no way. Actually, that's how fun about the traveling for the first time.
Yeah.
Always do some minor
Mistake.
mistakes that like what was I
Yes.
doing though? I should have thought about it.
Mm,
Anyway, even myself,
yeah.
I didn't know that Taiwan doesn't change South African rands. However, because that was not my first time coming to Taiwan, I
Yes.
already knew that like let me just keep the money to the bank card. That's the best way.
Mm, yeah. That's always the best way. So yeah. And then I was like, yeah, I still have it. I still have my money. I'll just see it when I go back home. I'm gonna spend it when I'm going to go to my. You'll see. And they are
Anyway, okay, guys. So
yeah.
let's go to the last part, guys. Time now is 22 past 7, and
Oh
as for
wow,
me,
is it?
I'm going to school tomorrow. He's not going. Actually, they
Mm.
had a sports day
Yes,
yesterday. So
yes.
they got a day off on Monday. As for
Mm,
me, all right. Now, before we close this, like to sum up everything,
mm.
how is your experience now? The teaching environment in Taiwan and like the people here in Taiwan, like how are the things, compared the way you think before you come to Taiwan?
Okay. Well, I mean, like obviously, I was very concerned about, anxious about like a lot of things, but I had you telling me that, like you don't have nothing like much to worry about. But then I had to come and see for myself. Like, first of all, guys, people in Taiwan, they are very warm and they are very kind. They are so welcoming. They are very nice, regardless if you're black, you're white, you're gray, you're brown, you're pink. They don't care. They are very, very nice. Sometimes I was overwhelmed by the amount of kindness these people had. Even the way they look at you, even up until this day, I have never had anyone look at me sideways. Like someone can stare at you, yes, but then you realize that this person is
Just
not
a
staring me
curiosity. For
just
example,
because
this kind
they're
of
just
hair that
curious.
I have, my student will be like,
Yes,
can I touch this? Why your hair is so soft? Why your hair is kind of
yes,
curly? It's not same with
yes.
us. So it's just kind of like a curiosity to them.
Yeah,
And
they're very curious.
use that go of like kind of racism thing and just like try to welcome them as like
Yes,
they are. That's where you become feel like I'm still at home even here. I feel so
yeah,
welcome. Even the
yes.
older people, they don't understand English, but you could see the way they acknowledge us, the way,
Mm,
as the parents, guys, when they are kind of walking down with their kids, the kid will quickly say, Teacher Nelly, and then the parents going to get closer to you to make sure that they greet you with respect. Some of the
yes,
parents don't understand English. Some they are
mm,
fluent. They will make a conversation with you. They will even like say, "Oh, we are here. We stay maybe nearby this place.
yes,
Whenever you need help, don't hesitate. We can be able to
yes.
help whatever maybe you want to need. Maybe kind of like translation or a place that you want to go. You don't know where to find it. Then we are here to help."
Okay, okay. Sorry, I've been talking for a long time. So, let me continue. So, as this is saying, people here are very warm. They are very nice guys. Like these people are very nice. They are very welcoming. And now let's get to the most important part. How is work, guys? I don't know. I don't know if maybe it's me, but this is way chilled. Not chilled as in like you don't basically do anything, but it doesn't it as I mean like I think it depending on how you see it. Like, are
How
you
many students?
optimistic or
How
are
many
you not?
students do you have in the classroom?
Uh, depending from other classes, but yes, depending on the classroom. But the remember I do co-teach. I do co-schooling. I teach two schools. So I both of those schools I teach from first grade up until sixth grade. I think the most class that has many students I ever taught to like is the class that has 18 students. And I think it's 18 students in one class. But then the smallest that I have is a third grade, which has four boys. You see how less
Guys,
that
can
is?
you
So
believe
guys,
that in South Africa we're talking about 50 students in one classroom,
yeah,
60 students,
yeah, yes.
whereby I don't even want to talk about a person who's teaching a language because you
Mm,
have to start with one student three times when you're teaching a
mm.
language. Here, guys,
Yes,
the class has like many students, maybe 25 of them, but you
yes,
never
yes,
experience a class that has students more than that. That's another piece
yes,
about it here. You do
yes,
your lesson plans on time. We use PowerPoint presentations to do our lesson in the
yes,
classroom. We add YouTube videos when we're teaching our students. It's kind of like a chill curriculum design compared way
yes,
at home, you know. And for a
yes,
person who started work here, it's kind of very hard to go back home and say like I'm still like kind of interested to work in South Africa. It's kind of becoming
yeah,
more
yeah,
challenging because
mm,
way back at home, we know that like we kind of still behind in terms of technology, especially because here
yes, yes.
most of the things they are using technology and everything. Actually, that's what
Yeah,
I've
there's internet
realized.
everywhere.
Before, I was totally blank, but
Mm,
I just came here and I was like, I am going to learn everything and I'm prepared. So the flexibility, guys, is very important.
yeah.
Adjust yourself, you know, be flexible and like, everything. Ayikho enzima, Zixelele ntwana,
Yes,
I will learn ngendlela, yonke into
yeah,
uzokwazi ukuyenza. Just listen to them and tell you what they want, then you do what they want, then you're gonna get a
exactly.
freedom at your workplace.
Yes,
Currently that I'm
yes.
working now, I think this is my third term working with them, same school. Some they prefer to
Yes.
change schools at a certain reasons. However, so far so good.
So far, so good. Yes, this is what I wanted to say is that depending if you're an optimistic person, someone will say a glass is half full or half empty. Which one are you? Is it half full or is it half empty? So that, depending on how you look at things, your point of view. But what I can tell you right now is teaching in Taiwan is very chilled. It's very chilled. It's very relaxed because they have resources that helps you as a teacher to be able to do your work at your level best. Okay.
Yeah.
And as a teacher, you come here. And I know I taught in South Africa. I taught in South Africa. I know the South African way of teaching. But as I am here, I am still learning, guys. I am still learning some of the things on what to do, the sources of information, how can I make my lessons interesting? I'm still learning. And because I am a very person who, like, one person who's always wanting to know more. I contact this is Nelly whenever I'm struggling with something, and she was able to she was able to just paint a picture and help me with certain things and give me tips on what I can do and how can I become the best teacher. And guess what? My schools are loving me. I don't have any problem at all. They are very impressed with my work. Even though I am not perfect, I'm still learning. And like sometimes the days are good, sometimes the days are bad. You cannot always have something that is very constant. It's life. Sometimes kids are difficult, sometimes kids are easy. It's a thing. It's you as a teacher, it's something that you learn. You learn along the way, and it's something you have to live with. But it's not hard to teach here. You just need to know the language. Remember when I told you that you need to speak English? English is important, guys. English is important. I know English is not a measure of intelligence, but then, guys, come on. You need to be able to speak English at your level best. We meet people here. You know what? Right now, just yesterday, I went to see Sis Nelly, and I came with a friend. I met a woman here who's from South Africa as well. She's white. She's from Cape Town. Most people that you come across and build a community with in Taiwan, most of them are also as foreigners. Some of them, we can both be black, but we cannot speak the same language.
Yes.
We speak English. So you need to be able to speak English. And hence I'm saying that, guys, please, please, please. English is very important, and we know the truth. We are not trying here. We are not here recruiting people saying, no, leave home and do that. But we know the situation at home. We know in terms of job hunting, especially if you're a teacher. So if you are interested in coming here, and we know how hard it is to find a job, but if you are interested in coming here, English needs to be something that you practice almost every day. So you need to be able to articulate yourself, guys. It's what you need. And believe me, if these people can listen to you, remember that when you come here, you're not the first foreign teacher that they come across. There have been foreign teachers here. They are very exposed on how foreign or native speakers of English speak. So
For
when you come
example,
here
sorry,
and
for example, there are certain schools that like are way more attached to South African teachers specifically. So
yes,
whenever they recruit, they always recruit a South African teacher. I was also
yes,
shocked to find out that in my school, the previous years, their first foreign teacher was from South Africa in Cape Town.
yes,
The second one was from South Africa in Durban. I'm the third person. They
yes,
always target South African teachers because they want to give their student something that is kind of like a uniform thing, so
yes,
that like the student they already adjusted this certain native language accent, so
Yes.
they cannot now diverse it. At some other school, they're kind of like attached to the American people. They always specifically look for the American teachers. So this is
Mm.
how it goes. You don't need to get
Yes.
offended. Just like need to
Yeah.
mind your own business. Sometimes you can get to a school that was having an American teacher before. However, you can do better. Guys, something that I can tell you, South African teachers, we are amazing in Taiwan. We are
We are
doing an amazing job.
killing it. We are kicking some ass. We are.
So,
We are.
one thing I would love to pass on. Okay, I think we're gonna have like one more interview. That's a short one. Now, I just like
Mm.
whereby we're going to talk about Teach Taiwan specifically. Like, how does the Teach
Yes.
Taiwan supported you and everything, so that
Yes.
people they must know when we talk about the support from the agency, what exactly they should expect and
Yes.
what are you expected to do as a foreign teacher as well, so that like you can
Yeah.
be able to work together and create a good relationship, right? Okay, so
Yes.
guys, on the note of closing, in Taiwan
Yeah.
is already at nighttime, at evening time now, because it's kind of like after 7 p.m. and we are ahead by 6 hours in South Africa. That one is also very important, guys. Nina, you always just
Notice that.
call me with video calls. That is why I stopped giving you my number. You just call me with a video call in the middle of the night because you didn't even check time.
The
Guys,
time frame.
this
Yeah.
is very easy. You cannot just inbox me to ask what is time over there. No, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't
Oh
do
my
that.
God. But small talks. Come on. Small
Go
talks.
to
No. No. Let's be
what is
professional.
time in Taiwan, any country that you want to know. Then you can be able to find out, oh, is it a safe time for me to call Uzizi?
Yes.
Have my
Yes.
number. Basically, when I wake
Yes.
up in the morning, my first class started at 8:40. At that time, it's still like in the middle of the night in South Africa, definitely, because I wake up
That's
at
true.
6.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
midnight in South Africa. My lunch time that I can be able to pick up a call is at 12 p.m. That is 6 a.m. in South Africa when you wake up. You
Yes.
cannot just wake up, do your own things, then you go to work. When you feel bored at work, then you start picking up a call, calling me. At that time, I'm in the middle of the class. I'm still
Yeah.
working. I will knock off from work at 10:30 a.m. South African time. That is 4:30 in Taiwan time. Okay. Okay, so on a closing note, okay, guys, stop asking questions on inbox. I think lana ngesiZulu sigeka amagula yabona nje siveze konke,
Thank
we've
you.
explained everything. That is why I invited him here. Guys, the only thing
Yeah.
that I forgot to mention, he's a crazy guy ever. Whenever you get next to him, you will laugh like your lungs out. So
Yeah.
one thing
I,
I know
it
about
makes life easier.
he will always
Yeah.
find you too. Even if like you kind of like you're having a bad day, but whenever like he open his mouth, you kind of like start laughing, because
Yeah.
it's one
Yeah.
of the most person. However, I'm
Yeah.
so grateful that God is kind of exposing me with different people around the world.
Yes.
We learn lessons, guys. We expose in different characters. However, I try
Yes.
by all means to just focus on what I'm doing. Then after that, when you secure the job, and I feel like, okay, I've done my part, then now it's kind of like you're teaching a bird to fly. When you see that bird is kind of like ready enough to fly, you just let it go and spread its wings to fly itself. So,
Yes.
however, I'm that kind of a person, always give a support, guys. At some time,
Yeah.
maybe once a week, I'll just pop up with a call. Hey, how are you doing? How are you holding up?
Yes.
How are the things at
Yes.
work? Guys, there are days whereby we get emotional out of the reason because we miss home. That is very
Yeah.
important. We have close people
Homesickness is a thing here.
that like, we needed that call that like to for someone to say, how are you doing?
Yeah.
So it's very important. Even way back at home, guys, sanusigcina for ukusiyaleza gifts xa sibuya, but check up on us right through the year. Call us, check up on us that like how we're holding up, how the things going, support us emotionally, and physically. Then
Yeah.
we'll be able
Yeah.
to have like a light heart to kind of like spend getting some gifts for you when you got back home. It's kind of like
Yeah.
you plan something before you receive it, right? So I cannot keep giving you guys because my cup is all run empty. However,
Yes.
in
You
short,
can't pour
Mabanda,
from an empty
can
cup.
you
Yes.
give us a short brief, like in closing, of your remarks, what you can tell people about the support. Okay, let's say, let me put this way. What what is my role to a foreign teacher that is already here in Taiwan, and why you can recommend me to other persons looking for a job in Taiwan?
Oh wow. I don't know, like, do we do we need to? I think most of people, like, not to be like crazy, have picked up along the way, as I was mentioning, how we met and everything that happened in between. But then to just shortly answer your question is because you are one person who's very patient. You know how to explain and help people, do what is expected of them at their level best. Okay. You are always supportive and you always motivate and you encourage people and you are always there to make sure that people are taken care of, like on whatever process they're going through. You make sure of that. And you have so much insight and so much knowledge that you have about Taiwan in general, like not only teaching, even about living in Taiwan and surviving. And when you're looking for something, like if someone can call you and say, where can I find something like this and this? Because you have so much knowledge, I think you are one of the best people that I can recommend to. Because I had also my share of experience with you, and it was amazing. And it did not end there, even though we didn't know each other before Jafta's live. But then, if you look at the events that occurred since that time up until now, and what's happening between the two of us, I think it just shows how amazing you are, because I don't think I would have necessarily kept contact with you if I didn't believe that there's still so much that I can get from you, because I'm new here and there are certain things that I still need to learn. And I think it also goes for someone else who just arrived in a foreign country and is looking for support and someone who has knowledge to show them the way. I think that's it.
Thank you very much, Mabandla, for sharing this. Firstly, let me just like start here. I'd like to say thank
Mm,
you. I'm really grateful and I feel honored and I'm humbled with your response,
thank you.
um, to sacrifice your time, your quality time. You should have done something else, but you decided to be here. I remember there was a day whereby after you realized this long journey of like helping people, you even committed yourself that you know what, Sissy, at some certain time when you are busy or tired, I'm here to help. I can give you a hand. Just tell me
Oh,
what
yes.
I need to do, then I can do that for you. I'm really grateful to meet with people who are like you, who have a spirit of sharing, a spirit of helping, a spirit of like, I want everyone to taste this kind of level of life that God has put me on, right? Guys, I
Yes.
feel like in life at some certain point, there are things that we need to just like free our hearts and share. It's only God who knows. And you must remember one thing, whenever you help someone, that person doesn't owe you anything. However, in the
Yes.
spirit of Ubuntu, we cannot just like um turn the direction like that and act like strangers. We always feel like that person did some kindness to me. There is no way that I can jump and act. However, there are also some people that it's easy to them to just like kick the ladder to fall wherever it
Yeah,
is.
yeah. After they reach the top, yes.
Um, Along the journey, we meet like different characters of people. Some of people are grateful,
Yes.
they will come back and say thank you. Some they are entitled, they will feel like you had to help them and you don't deserve that word. Thank you. It's okay, keep going.
Mm,
It's not like those people, they will make you like you end up stop what you are doing. Guys, for now, this is a free thing. I'm praying and hoping one day God can open a door, maybe to be a recruiter agency. I'm not sure. I don't know what I'm doing, but it just came to my mind that, you know what, let me bold enough now and share
mm.
job opportunities abroad. However, not in Taiwan only, guys. I've networked with people now. Surprisingly, I got someone is in Ireland from South Africa. I got someone
Oh,
in
nice.
America. Like they also having a spirit like me to help without charging you a single cent. So now my page will
That's
be
good.
like flooded by different videos that are explaining That means now I'm giving you a buffer. Whatever you eat, you will take it. What you don't eat, you leave it there for
Leave it
someone who.
there.
Yes.
Yes.
Only thing that I would
Yes.
request 1,000 times, guys, don't send me inbox. TikTok, Facebook, don't send inbox. There is an email there that is zizigazi in Taiwan at gmail.com. It makes
Yeah.
things easier for me to
Exactly.
reply to you and know what exactly the department you can also apply.
Yeah.
Some, for example, people who studied in UNISA cannot apply in Taiwan. However, and they always go an extra mile to give them something. I have
Yeah.
someone who's working in Korea, South Korea, who's also willing to help them without charging a single cent. However, what I want to know is that abanye abantu, they might not be patient njengami.
Yeah.
So know your story, pack things together, and be ready for the race.
And I think what's
Another thing,
most important.
okay,
Oh, yes. Okay.
another general tip, guys. Preparations zokufumana umsebenzi awuhambi uphunga ngazo ikofu, awuhambi uxoxa ngazo endaweni zokujabula, cha. It's your secret.
Mm.
This is something that is very important. A dark spirit engayijiphethize lento ugcine usuthi usuyibambile iphoncuke on your hand. So you
Mm.
must learn to ukuhluza izinto ongazithetha. Do not disclose everything. Some
Mm.
of other things as we did in life, we didn't came true or were unsuccessfully because we shared them with wrong people. Not everyone
Yeah.
is your friend. Not every friend you have is your friend. I think it's very clear what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Even your family sometimes don't disclose everything. Like just keep things closer to you
Mm.
until you have something that is tangible in your hand, then you can confirm that, okay, this is happening. I usually say, guys, if it's possible, it was also airport which you guys are saying because lately, guys, siphila
Yeah.
abantu with a high rate of umona, the jealous thing, whereby abantu, they don't want to see other people bephumelela. They are enjoying to see graduates zihlale ekhaya zingasebenzi. There was a comment that I came across with on Facebook. Someone says, what's the point of going to university, because I'm far way better mna ndingafundanga than lo osindwa ngamajazi kodwa uhlele ekhaya. So we are living with people abanenhliziyo zimbi like that. Sometimes
Mm.
umuntu akakuthakathi but akubambe ngenhliziyo, inhliziyo yakhe iyathandaza ngaphakathi uba akafuni uyenze laa nto, then it's not going to be successful. There was a lady who once said, like, her mother, she used to tell her mother whenever she got interviews, but she will never like got an offer and started work until one of the days she decided not to tell her mother. She just escaped to the interview. She did everything. On the following day, she got an offer. After that, like, she was like telling her mother that, okay, ma, I got a job in Johannesburg. Then mama started to fight with her. Why did you hide that on me? I don't want you to leave home, blah blah blah, and all those things. So other things, guys, it's not like sitakatiwe, but our families, they always attach to us. They want us to get closer. But the question is, what about my life? What about the things that I want to do? What about my dream? Whether you are benefiting because now I'm staying next to you, maybe you see like a good child at home that, like, okay, but what about my future?
Yeah. I think that's very important. That's some insight there. So, yeah. NgesiZulu sithi, aw ungabali ini, ungabali amachwane ungakachamiseli. Shonshana.
Yes, yeah.
No,
So it's very
don't count
important,
the
guys,
chips
that
before.
like
Yeah.
immediately start a
Or
project with
just
me,
say it in
immediately
English.
tandaza,
Mm.
whatever you believe into, kodwa uvale umlomo, ungabi ngiphoshozwayo, ungabi umemeza. Yeah, like there's a
Okay.
right time to announce everything, but do not, ngesixhosa sithi ungayibambi inhlwa ngentloko isavela. Inhlwa ke abantu besixhosa bazawuyazi, because xa
Mm.
uwathi uyayibamba phaa ngomnye ivele iphoncuke itshone ingabisaphumi. Abanye
Okay.
bazothi ungakwazi ungekaphumi ehlathini. Abanye bazothi
Mm.
ungawabali ngenyana amantshontsho yenkukhu ingekaqanduseli. So
Yes.
I hope everyone who was here, guys, had a good time with us. And thank you very much for your time. Siyabulela kakhulu abanye bancame nokuya enkonzweni. Don't worry, I will save live. Some they were saying they're basendleleni, abanye basemsebenzini, some they were complaining about network. It's okay, I understand, guys. I will save this live, not to be deleted at all, because I feel like every questions that abantu abasazosibuza ziphendulekile apha. So nam the safe.
Okay. Yes. Thank you very much. Yo, what a day. I've spoken, I think my English has run out. I ran out of English. I have no English at all.
English is
I'm speaking English. Oh, my English bundles have depleted, guys. I'm sorry. I'm tired.
everyone.
I've been
Everyone
talking
is
English.
just like, guys. That is why I was like, there was the other day I was doing live, and there was a lady who just popped in on my live, like, please speak English. I don't understand your language. I was like, yo, this is a bad day because my English is not
And we
matured.
speak, and guys, it's very tiring because we speak English almost every day here. Because unless if we are speaking to like someone who understands the language, just like us, we both understand this Xhosa and this Zulu. But like most of the days, you're just speaking English wherever you go, and sometimes you just get tired. I mean, like it's a good practice, but you get tired. I know I am. Worst part, and then you have people like me who have white friends now, so there's no break. It's just English, 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 and people will be like, Zenza Belu, like guys, come on. And be careful
Anyway,
of those two.
that's very true. Okay, guys, enkosi kakhulumani nibe
Thank you.
nemini eseyiphela emandi fonina thina sesizawulala guys sesicinga ngokuphangela ngomso i-weekend
Yes.
iphelile
Thank
sininqwenelela
you.
ukuqala kakuhle iveki. Whoever is still trying to push at home, keep going. This is a race, guys.
Yes.
We are not
Mm.
competing with anyone, but we're just pushing for our own. So you
Mm.
just do things at your own pace. Keep praying. Stay positive. Don't give up, you know. Um,
Yes.
you'll never know. Maybe you're kind of closer to your destiny. So take it from
Okay.
us. One day we might share the testimony, but today that was
Mm.
for
Yes.
you to know
Yes.
about the Taiwan and like the experience, and also like xa ndisithi ndiyaniceda guys andizi kuzothenga ubuso benu ne-likes zenu Facebook, but this is the living testimony ndize naye ephila phambi kwenu, you know. That like maybe not all of them they might be friendly and like free to come here, and I just picked abantu ispirit some would say no, this one is okay, you can do it, you know. Some I feel like maybe I'm just kind of like giving you umthwalo or unnecessary, you know. Some would be like hi, we're done now, there's no need for that. It's not like yakweleta, yes, you know, this was a free out of kindness ebenganyanzelekanga uba eze apha kodwa ndiye ndamcela guys ndathi ndicela sizeni sizoba kunye. I hope ke nisahleli kakuhle apha emakhaya. Girls, wake up guys, akangabikho umntu othi indoda must. Teach Taiwan is ready for you to help you to get jobs. If you have a bachelor degree in education, uvuthulula izetifiketi zakho. I
Yeah.
usually say abantu they always worried about imali, your flight and everything. Mna guys, I usually say have faith ukuthi uthixo uzise information endlebeni zakho for a certain
Kohlangana ngendlela.
just follow that. God is going to provide you. Abengeke akuzisele lento kanti akazukwazi ukukuphumeza ngaphambili. Just have faith and follow the lead. Because if you get the information and it's kind of like, oh no, I cannot do it because I don't have flight. They pay you back imali yakho ye-flight xa sewufikile apha, you know. They used to book a flight before, but abantu they started ungathembeki. Then they decided to stop doing that. You pay by yourself, then you keep the receipt and your boarding pass ticket. Then when you are here, you submit to them, then they will process a refund for you. They call it a flight reimbursement.
Yes. Okay.
All right, guys. Bye.
See
See you.
you.
Sorry
Thank
for
you,
those who
Susan.
just joined. Actually, the video will be here. You can be able to catch the whole story from the beginning.
Yes. Okay,
Good
Susan.
night.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Good night.